channel. I'm your host, JD. If you're new, please do smash that like button, share, and definitely subscribe. If you're a member of the channel, massive respect to you lot. And how to become a member, please do click the join button. YouTube will help you along the way. All right? Yes. So thanks very much for viewing this video. Yes. So let me get into the conversation, and let me put something before we start the conversation. This video is all in good faith. So hopefully when we do speak on it and maybe certain things don't go certain parties' way, hopefully they can understand that we are doing this for Jamaica. It's the betterness for Jamaica. So I'm listening to what we have on the table. They said this is coming from the Gleaner. Speid comfortable with quota system. We are going to go through that right there and give our takes on it. Then we have Mr. Butler's statement from last year that he has no affiliation with the JFF. We have that right there. But we have the response to Mr. Butler's take as to why his his Phoenix brand was not listed on the U20's paper. We're going to try and break down all of that, all right? Because if a man is in his rights, we have to call it as it is, all right? So we're going to break down everything, read through everything, and get, because we're trying to source as much information so we can come to a conclusion, all right? Yes. We saw Richie Royal. Thanks for being here. Jason, bless up yourself. Massive respect. All right, let me start with the quota system so we can pass it. Mr. Speid, we are promoting for Mr. Speid. Mr. Speid has one of the best clubs in Jamaica, which is Cavaliers. They should be taking on Cincinnati very soon. That is a super achievement for Mr. Speid, and I recommend everybody to go there to watch these guys, because this is something that Jamaica never had in its history. All right, so it's not like and it's not for Mr. Speid, it's for the kids them. So you can separate Mr. Speid from the kids them and go and support the game if you are there, because we're all for Jamaica. Every time we speak here, we are for Jamaica. All right, yes. So whatever we are talking about now, I know a lot of people not comfortable when we talk on these topics of the quota system. Obviously, I'm overseas and I have kids as well, so I am not comfortable with it as well. But let me just reason it out and see if it makes sense. All right, yes. Let me try behave civil today. We have Jeremy Millendos, Triple E, Dre, big up yourself, Karen Bogle, massive respect, and Father Bling. And guys, we have just opened our TikTok account. We are gonna try and pin it, the link there, and you guys can go over there and follow it at any point. All right, we will put the literal videos there, because TikTok has the ability to show the videos and detail it. So we are going to be doing that in the future. And after I'm done with this, people can come on, give their point, and come off, because it's one link. If someone else wants to come on, all right? Yes, it's one link. You only can put one person on this setup. All right. Anyway, so they said Speid comfortable with U20 quota system. All right. Yes, and I'm going to post all of these links on the video. So if you're rewatching it, yes. Chairman of the Jamaica Football Federation, JFF Technical Committee, Rudolph Speid, has defended the organization's quota on overseas players in the National Youth Program. This comes after the JFF announced the final squad for the Concacaf Men's Under-20 Championship Qualifiers. All right. Jamaica, coached by Janual, are in Group F of those qualifiers, along with Bermuda, Grenada, and Martinique. The Reggae Boys will open their qualifiers against Martinique at the St. Kitts and Nevis Football Association Technical Center on Saturday. So make sure to go and support them as well. Ahead of the tournament, while named overseas-based players are here: Dixon, Woodstock Academy, George Grant, Middlesbrough, Kyron Orsley McKay, Millwall FC, Mackay Welsh, Leighton, Orion FC, Fabian Reynolds, Wolverhampton Wanderers, and Ashton Garden of Atlanta United FC in his 21-man squad. All right. Speid, while said said while the JFF has no existing quota for its senior teams, there is a quota that limits the number of overseas born, all right, overseas born players that can be chosen to represent the country at the junior level. So, Mr. Leader, don't come and tell me what Mr. Speid said. See, he repeats it right here as well. This quota, according to Speid, would not affect Jamaican born players who have moved overseas to pursue their footballing careers. So, Mr. Speid, Mr. Leader, your career is done right there. Mr. Speid literally said the opposite of what you have said right there. Speid explained the quota changes based on the age group. For the under 20, only 6 outfield players and 1 goalkeeper can be chosen. All right, so it's specified 6 outfield players and one goalkeeper can be chosen. All right, yes. I'm going to ask you guys if you're let me just stop for a minute. You agree with it so far? Let me know, yes or no. We have 46 people in chat. Thanks very much for being here. What you agree with what's said so far? Only 6 outfield players and 1 goalkeeper can be chosen. Let me know if you agree with it, yes or no. We're having a civil discussion here. So if you agree with it, let me know why you agree with it. If you disagree, let me know why you disagree with it. At the under 17 age group, 4 outfield players and 1 goalkeeper may be chosen, while amongst the under 15, 2 outfield player and 1 goalkeeper can be chosen. So for the U20s, it's 7. For the youth 17s, it's 5. And for the youth 15, it's 3. 3. And so I'm glad that they have specified it now. All right. So for the youth 15s, it's 3. Youth 15s, 3. Youth 17s, it's 5. And U20s, it's 7. And all of those are inclusive of goalkeepers. You must have a goalkeeper in it, mandated to do so. All right? Yes. Let me continue right here, people. For the senior team, the coach can pick whoever he wants, said Speid. But we believe in development of our junior teams. There are stakeholders in Jamaica who don't want not even one person born overseas to play for Jamaica. So there has to be that balance. All right. And with everything in life, you have to negotiate. Some want all overseas born players. I don't think some want, because you have to put you have to put the quality to it, and the quality is um the standard of the players them coming from overseas. So I don't think people just want all overseas based players. But we had said that if all of them are the best, we would welcome all of them and not one local player in the team, our locally born player. So that means we are not discriminating from anyone. So it simply means if all of them are local born players and they are good enough, all of them make the team, and we don't put one overseas based players in the team. So I think that statement of him saying some want all overseas born players, it's not accurate, all right? Because I know that's what people always said to sell the narrative after. So I don't agree with that part. Speid explained that the quota system is simple, a guideline, and not a strict rule to follow. Well, they had said it's a strict rule that we have to follow. Coaches and of the various age groups are encouraged to speak with the technical committee should they want to exceed the number of overseas born players set by the quota. There is a provision that says if you need more than what the quota says, then you must justify the justify to the technical committee, who will make a recommendation to the board if you need more. So that means they still have to come to that conclusion that what you're sent in is required. All right? is required. There have been instances, says, for like the last under 20 girls team, they had more than 7 players. They had 10 out of the group of 20 who were born overseas. All right, so he's going back into to say that it is they never followed it. But remember, the problem is, it's hard for you to say, Mr. Speid. And then the next article that came out, that they said, because we have the information, they said that we have been breaking the rules and it should not happen anymore. So we're going to make sure we enforce these. And at the start, you had outlined that that is the rule. So you're pretty much saying that we can try and break the rule. That's what you're saying. But these guys are saying that we can't break the rule anymore because we did it too much and local kids have suffered. All right? Yes. So even though Mr. Speid is saying this, it might not go that way, because you will have people on that recommendation board that will not agree with it. All right, and don't pass it. So it's just something to say that you can seek more. You can seek more, but it comes down to them to decide if more will be granted. All right. Wow. So the quota is there as a guide, but if you as a coach need more, then you need to make a case as to why you will need more. That is the part that nobody pays attention to. This is something that the JFF approves. All right. Yes, and then they continue to talk about Speid's defend the quota system. So Speid was defending the general quota system to say that we can't, if we leave it up down to players' quality, you won't have much Jamaican borns making the team. And thus said, most Jamaican borns that show any inkling of quality won't get into the team, and they won't get that extra exposure that they might need, which is technically true. They might not. Be honest, if we can find at youth levels all players to fit all position. So even the best talent on the U21 can't make the main team, if even the bench, if you pick everyone from overseas based on the quality. So I can understand where they're coming from. But where my kickback comes is, do we need the national system to develop these players? Because we saw Phoenix Academy developing players, Kingston Academy developing these players, Ballers Academy developing these players, and most of them does not represent Jamaica and still left to overseas. So that is my question to ask right there. All right. Yes. And would you not look at it to say that it would be classed as discrimination at the jump by stating this out there? Let me know. All right. So that is the first topic we're gonna talk on before we get to the Mr. Butler and the JFF situation. What say you guys? The link is in the Discord. So you can go in my Discord, click the link, and you can come on the screen and you can have the conversation. So guys, send your messages in now, and I can read them for you. Please do hit the like button as soon as you come in, share and subscribe. All right. Yes. So I agree with some of the rationale so far. That is triple E. I agree that that is honesty. No, we don't have the level of this development in Jamaica for we to make any. If we're going to talk on true talent and true levels that the players are at, none of the youth them in Jamaica makes none of the teams them. We have to be honest, because most of the youths them, they are coming through the highest academies and they are naturally as gifted as the next ones them. So it just makes them way superior. We have to be honest. All right. Yes. So I can understand where they're coming from. But to say that you have to put these in place because of these guys, when most of these guys are actually going places without actually representing for the national team, or even had any programs with the national team at this point, I kind of say I don't really agree with it, and I think it might not make any sense at this point because majority of the kids them going overseas are not representing Jamaica. You understand me? They are representing Jamaica after. So that is where my problem lies. If we had the players representing Jamaica and then through there they are developing, then I could have I could have agreed with this instated at this point. But maybe it comes back to what Mr. Speid said. Most of them just genuinely never wanted anybody from overseas in the team in the first place. And I think that's where it's coming from, not necessarily the actual amount of players that can make the team are available for the team. I just believe that they never wanted them from day one. All right. Jeff Nicholson said, we're talking about development in regards to our best players on the national level at any age. If you would need development at any age group and on a national level, then team we are behind. All right. All right. Danny Boy said picking players to go and play for the national, the nation in a tournament lasting a couple weeks is not development. Madness. Development start at club levels. All right. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, guys. Send in the things them so I can get them and we can go with it. Sheridan said that is not good for standards, and I tend to agree. All right, I tend to agree with it that I understand what they're trying to put in place, but I think you have to, as what Sturder said, avoid this. Try focus on a center and try to develop these players and try to give strict rules to the 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 um the um the clubs for youth rules and the academies for youth rules. So that means they streamline, come straight into the JFF center. So the JFF should have a center that works as a center to develop these players, and the clubs them and the academies aligns with the center. So that's what I think we should force to. If you had that, and then come and tell me now that you have to enforce a quota of five of them have to be in it, because we have the system of the coach and everything is designed and planned out. Then I could say yes, okay, we can agree with five quota players from locally make the team based off just they have to make the team because they're born in Jamaica, and to keep what I am working on the in the lab to get exposed, because I don't have a club, I don't have an academy, I don't have anywhere else to try and give these youths that I'm developing the exposure. But I know that I've given them enough information, so I want to take the information out of them and see where they do fits. If they had a program like that, I could say I would agree with that. But you don't have the program, yes, yet, and then we are installing these things. So what that makes underdeveloped players just go on the stage and then we don't truly perform, and these guys don't truly know anything or learn anything at the time. And then after being having a Jamaica represented on their CV makes them get called up for places, and then the cycle starts over, where in which they are not educated enough to go overseas and come straight back to Jamaica. So I think this might seem for something good for Jamaica, but this is maybe a part of the problem why the Jamaican players are coming back so fast. All right. I know that was long-winded, but I'm trying to work around it so we can have an understanding. All right. No, no. Do you believe the club is really doing a good job with developing local players? Not fully, Triple E, not fully. And that's why we are trying to work on something that is much more feasible to turn out into some level of success, because we don't just want these kids being on a field but not necessarily learning anything. We want them to learn as much so they could be successful, because we want them to be successful. So if you had given them enough education, I would have accepted some I no I don't agree with it, people, from first. I believe that if you're talented, you should get the job done. All right. But I'm saying, seems as if we have to compromise. I am just finding a finer line to compromise because you just can't compromise for compromising sake. You understand me? And that is where my problem lies with the system. All right. Even people from inside Jamaica would agree with that because one thing about Jamaican born people, they like winning. And if you throw people on the field, you ain't winning nothing. You understand me? So we can't say U20. U20 is not registered as a developmental league. That is the next thing as well. U20 is not registered as a development league or a developmental stage. It is not. It is not. That is an X fact I can put out to you. So if we could, let me take off U20 off it and then try the quota system with the U17s, and we come to a balance at the U17s. But U20 is not a developmental phase. 45% of players at 20 years, 19 years old are professional players now. 45% are professional players worldwide, already racked it up 2 seasons. In Jamaica, Christopher Ainsworth is going on his 3rd season and he doesn't even reach to 19 as yet. So it is not for development anymore. All right. It is not for development anymore. Football have gone past that because education and good science have improved footballers to an astronomically good level. You have Pedri, Gavi, Musiala, Kamavinga, Bellingham. Those are all young kids under 21, and they are borderline world class players already. All right, so we I think Mr. Speid is a man that researches a lot, and I think he believes in education. But I think what we need to start from, some of these people need to be educated on football before they get these jobs in these boardrooms. That I think might be the solution. I think they need to have football education, like it should be mandated, just like how we're going to slide into the next conversation, and it should be mandated for us to do certain things, should be mandated for some of these guys is to have football in education license and stuff before they get jobs. What say you? I think we need to put some pressure on them. They need to be educated in those departments as well, because you can't have people that studied fishing I give advice on football. You can't have people that studies drowning I give advice on football. You understand me? Because it's 2 different things. All right, it's 2 different things. All right, it is 2 different things. So it's hard for me to say that I'm going to agree with that. So that is for the quota. Why is Jamaica chock full of so much nonsense from people in the leadership? Well, that's why I've brought up because me and Jason had this talk already, and him always talk about, yes, he want the people may educated in accounting and stuff and really. No, you have to educate in accounting, but you have to educate yourself in some level of football. We can't have one full federation of a bagger man that never play football, no have no license, no have nothing at all, and them make the final decision on on-field play. How can that be making sense? If you don't play football, you're not educated in football, you're not up to the time, and because definitely that have proven by the level of things that Mr. Speid said we still need. These are not statement from me. This is from the same man that we are talking about. All right, so we know that they don't have it. So how can they make a decision on these things? I will rest my case there. Jason is here, so just say a point on that because I wanted to go on to Mr. Butler right after, and then I can close it off. Or you want me to go through Mr. Butler and then I can talk and everything after? Let me know. Because you
I,
join the stream, so let me know.
yeah, I just did have one quick point on the U20. I just I am glad that Speid in this article kind of cleared up the whole overseas born versus overseas based,
Yeah.
because I think that was like a word gymnastics the JFF been using lately to try to, because even in the article they list, I hear Dixon as a overseas base, but we all know where he's born.
Yeah, but
Um,
that's why Speed clear it up, because that's why I
okay,
respect him. He clears it up, so we don't
yeah,
even
because
speculate.
the narrative yesterday was, see, they got 10 overseas in this squad, but it's really, the quota is exactly 6 outfield and 1 goalkeeper. So but they will use the three that are based overseas, born in Jamaica, and add them in to try to make it seem like the coach got more than what the quota said. But
Mm-hmm.
just let's listen to the words that Speid said, because obviously it's coming from the people that made the policy. So we don't need to listen
Yes.
to every other person in the world telling us what is considered overseas and what is not, right? So
Okay.
that's all I really wanted to touch on there. Glad that that was clarified in the article.
Okay. And based on the points them that I've given, why there should not be a quota system. You agree with them or you disagree with them? Because I pointed out a lot to say that why would you install something when you don't have nothing? That is the
Yeah,
first thing. Because
and I
if you
think
had something in place, then it could have been justifiable for you to install something, but you have nothing in place and then installing something. So you're just trying
yeah,
to cripple something then.
I think what it does is it gives some of the players that do make the national teams at the youth level this false sense of like, okay, we've made it. Because if you look at some of the players from the past teams that have played, a lot of them haven't really kicked on to get into the national team anyway. So, is it that, because we see success stories where they haven't played any youth level, and now that they're in the big leagues now, they're playing for the national team. So is it that those players, because they weren't given a chance, they kept their head down, kept working, and maybe some of these other players are like, well, I'm in the system, so I'll just keep getting picked every. I think it kind of is more of a hindrance than a help when you just put somebody on a team, because
Mhm.
it gives them a false sense of, maybe they don't need to do much more work. They've made it. So I think it doesn't really help them just to give them a slot just because. Like you said, there are players who earn it on merit. Christopher Ainsworth, nobody can tell me he's not one of the 20 best U20 players, no matter where, because he has put in the work. His body of work would suggest that he's ready to go play at this level. But there are other players at times in the past that maybe you could look at their body of work and say, boy, I don't really see how they made it there. So once it's not merit based and it becomes a systematic thing, I think it can cause problems down the road. But as Speed said, there are some that don't want any, and this was the compromise. So if I'm gonna take him at face value and say that this was a compromise, that we should be happy that this is even the number, then look, I guess we have to live with it, because there are some stakeholders in Jamaica that don't think using the overseas based players will help Jamaica in the long run, which I think is not true. But if they are in the program and they have a say, then you have to account for what they're saying.
Okay, well, I guess we are gonna continue losing for a long time, and that's all I know. And our falls are winning things, and then don't go nowhere after, and then falls is selling players, and then they don't reach anywhere after. So expect a lot of those things to continue if you base it off what you're doing here, because I don't think it's successful as well. So, anyways, that is it for. We're gonna revisit it, but we just wanted to state all the talking points, because I don't want Umzo to come here say that I've not talked on all of them. All right. So, anyways, now, to March 15, 2023, Mr. Butler posted this in the Gleaner. Phoenix Academy, because said he said, no problem with the English FA Butler. That's what he said. And he said, Phoenix Academy founder Craig Butler said he expect no repercussions to emanate from the English Football Association inquiring into his academy affiliation status with the local governing body. The Jamaica Football Federation, JFF Butler, who declares that he has an independent academy, admits he has no affiliation with the JFF or Kingston and St. Andrew Football Association, the parish which the academy is based. All right, so that's what Mr. Butler said in on March 15, 2023. All right, that was when Whisper being in the thing that he's going to be sold and stuff. Yes, so that was the time. So, anyways, now this is the one after, because Mr. Butler players made a list, and and it was marked unattached for his players. All right. So I'm gonna just read out what the response was from the JPF. They said unattached label draws Mr. Butler Irie. All right, and they continue to stay here. the relationship between the Jamaican Football Federation, JFF, and the Craig Butler coached Phoenix Academy has remained tense following the recent announcement of the Jamaica Under-20 squad down to compete in the Concacaf Championship qualifiers. Butler, despite having Rabino Gordon, Akeem Bernard, and Denzel McKenzie in the squad, is taking issues with the labeling of those players as unattached. All right. Butler believes this label has been intentionally placed on his players as the personal slight against him because of much publicized clashes with the JFF in the past. So he's saying exactly what he thinks caused the problem. According to Butler, his players are being labeled, are being made to feel unwelcome in the national setup by the JFF administration, and is upset at the lack of acknowledgement for Phoenix Academy. The administration would like to see less Phoenix players included. So clearly, that is why they have resorted to not acknowledging where the players are from if a player is listed as unattached. That means he has no club or an academy. To say at this point that they are not attached is only to slight or try to disrespect Phoenix. After this slight again by the JFF, it is very difficult for us to feel welcome. The players are upset. They want to represent their national team, and they want also to be acknowledged as representatives of their clubs, and to deny it, it has hurt them. It is total disrespect. All right. However, the general secretary, Dennis Strong, listen clearly, says that while the Phoenix players were intentionally listed as unattached, so intentionally listed as unattached, all right, that's what he said, right? They're intentionally listed as unattached. So that simply means they are the ones marked unattached there and never put Phoenix. So they're admitting that that's exactly what happened. Here are their reasons behind it. It was not done to slight the academy. Instead, Chung insisted it is because Phoenix Academy is not acknowledged as a club registered with the JFF as a member. It was intentionally to put unattached, but as to why we did it, the fact of the matter is that our policy is that we recognize clubs or organizations that are registered directly with the JFF are registered through parishes. So the registered through parishes, that we keep that in mind. All right, we have a safeguard policy, so we have to ensure that when we list an organization, we have to be sure that they are registered. All right. Then they continue to say, Butler maintains that Phoenix Academy is a registered organization in Jamaica. He explained that the academy has been registered with the St. Anne Football Association in accordance with the JFF policy. He points to the recent transfer of Dujan Whisper Richards to Premier League outfit Chelsea as proof. Butler argues the transfer, which was approved by FIFA, confirmed Phoenix Academy as a legitimate academy operating in Jamaica. All right. Phoenix All-Star Football Academy is registered with the St. Anne FA. He said Whisper was transferred legally from Phoenix All-Stars Football Academy on FIFA Connect, which is a worldwide transfer site that makes sure that it's done properly. So all our players are all registered members and are on the FIFA Connect, which has been fully approved by the JFF, Butler said. All right. In response, Chung maintained that the internal checks by the JFF do not have Phoenix Academy listed as a registered member of St. Anne's FA. All right, let me pause right there because there's a lot of confusion. It's a lot of confusion. So, what you got from that, Jason? What you got from what we have read so far? What you got from there? Because it sounds confusing because he's saying the reason why he knows. Let me start from Mr. Butler says out of his own mouth that he has no affiliation with JFF or the St. Anne, Kingston and St. Andrew Football Parish no Football Association. He said that. So he said that clearly before the transfer was completed for Dujan Richards. Then after now, 1 year later, he said he signed with the St. Anne. It might not be in the location that he is. His club is listed or his academy is listed, but he's still registered under the St. Anne's association right there, and not association but a part of the association. And because of his players them went through to the FIFA Connect, it justified the claim that he is registered, so he should be respected as a official organization. What you say about that? Let me know what you say about that.
So the fact that they because he specified that he has nothing to do with the JFF and Kasafa, right? But then in the same breath said that his club is registered with the Saint Anne FA. So my question would be, why is it that if he's registered with the Saint Anne FA, wouldn't that in essence mean that he's a part of the JFF system if he's registered to a parish?
That's exactly what he's saying.
Okay.
And by his words, it would lead to say what he says of some merit.
And Chung is saying that the so but Chung is saying that they are not affiliated with the JFF in any way, or is he conceding that they are a part of Saint Anne? Did he actually speak to that point?
Chung says Chung maintained that the internal checks by the JFF do not have Phoenix Academy listed as a member of the St. Anne's FA. So he's
Okay,
saying that it's not true. So that
okay,
means it's not legal. What Mr. Butler saying is legal, and what Danny Dredd is saying is legal. All right,
okay,
because it's not registered to them.
okay.
But
So
Mr.
it's
Butler had said that he has no affiliation to the JFF
period.
or the Cassava. So
Yes.
when it's that's why I said when I put out the video last year, Mr. Butler, be careful of how you speak. Because sometimes it will come back to haunt you because um you said that out of your whole mouth that you have no affiliation with them regardless. And
Mm-hmm.
then now they are saying that you have no affiliation with them because under the St. Anne's FA is still affiliation to them because they are the head base. And they're saying they have no legal legitimate proof.
Okay. So
So at this point, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I was just gonna say, like, word of mouth can't really hold up in situations like these. I mean, you have to look at what the records show, and if the records don't show any affiliation to the JFF, then if the policy is indeed, if a player that's selected for a team from Jamaica is not affiliated to any club, then they're not going to attach whatever club they're affiliated to if they're not an affiliated member of the JFF, which would make sense for them not to put the name on there. Um, so, I know Chung always speaks about doing things by the book, and, we were given this mandate and we have to follow it. So, if that is indeed what the JFF's bylaws are and rules, then based on that, they should put unattached beside their name. Because if you look and dig and check and say, okay, they say they're members of Saint Anne FA, we're going to go and look at the books, look at the records, and there's no recollection or record of them being registered there, then they cannot put the team name on there based on the JFF constitution.
So what Mr. Butler did to himself now could cause it because I understand his claim, But when Mr. Trong responded, say it's not legitimate, that can put him back in trouble, because maybe they already passed it because of maybe sentence thought that everything is illegitimate, right?
Right.
And then now he's putting out articles said this is not legitimate, but Mr. Butler said it's because of you guys signed off on this paper why I could have even passed Whisper, and that is a
Yes.
proof.
Yes.
So this seems like it could lead to more problems. So the best way I think Mr. Butler need to do is just to let we not continue this into fights, like fighting them with fire. Because if they uphold this and say that you have not signed with them, your paper could be null and void, and your transfer of Whisper could become of something illegal. So we want you to make sure you just not war with them, Mr. Butler, because remember this is for Jamaica. We want the Jamaican players them to be better. So, Mr. Butler, just what I would say, because I understand Mr. Butler here, I understand what he's saying, because remember a man can just understand to his knowledge. Because if the man say him get the paper for sign and he get the player signed at the end of the day, that means it proved that it's illegitimate because it was JFF had to sign off on it.
And
So the man is
on
right.
that transfer to Chelsea, if
Yes,
the
he is right.
JFF has on that paper the one Richards from Phoenix Academy to Chelsea, then this whole conversation we're having about the team is stupid. Because why you no could put Phoenix on one paper but can't put Phoenix on this paper? You see what I'm saying? Like, if what does the official transfer in the JFF database say for Whisper? Does it say from Phoenix to Chelsea? Because if it does, then they should just put bloody Phoenix beside the players on the paper. It just seems like why would it be okay to put Phoenix on a transfer, but not okay to put Phoenix on a squad list? That's my only question to Chung.
But I think that's the next side of this conversation that will come out, and that's why it's good to reason things logically, because
Yeah.
this is what will come out. It's gonna be either Chung will say he never signed no paper for Whisper transfer, uh, or he's going to prove as he's a liar. All right, because that's what he's going to come down to. Because Mr. Butler is dead set and he got the paper signed to go
Mm-hmm.
there. So Mr. Chung
Mm-hmm.
need to go back in his archive, figure out who signed that paper, because it's proving that you are a liar or you is in the wrong then at this point. And I got to agree with Mr. Butler on that statement, because if he gets it legitimately signed, I am only saying I'm agreeing with Mr. Butler if it's
On that.
legitimately signed. All
Yeah.
right? Yes, I will. I cannot not agree with I cannot not agree with him. I have to agree with him. All right,
Yeah.
I have to agree with him. If it was signed, people, we have to give credit where it's due. If it was signed by them, it means it's a legitimate thing, unless it has an expiry period on it and you have to update every so often. And
Right.
clearly I heard from Danny Jed that everything is active with the case. So unless somebody is lying and things went under, all right. Richie Ryle said Danny Dread always send money owed to him for years now. Okay, so people, what have you gotten from the conversation so far? Because based on what Mr. Butler said, I tend to want to agree with Mr. Butler if the transaction went through, because I am here, I know about these policies, how to get players from different countries, and when you're dealing with the federations, it has to come under the federations. Majority of the times it has to come under the federations. All right. And he said he went through a federation, and the FIFA will connect to the federation. That's the reason why FIFA deals with the federation in the first place. Because they want to manage these things and actually have it under control. So I got to agree with him. All right.
Okay. So that what you just touched on about keeping it up to date, that's basically what leader was bringing up. The registration has to be active and everything. So, if even if he produces past transactions where the JFF does acknowledge Phoenix, we have to be remember what the dates say and remember what the timelines are to keep the registration active. Because those are things that I would need to research to really know. Because I have heard in the past that they may have been registered at one time, but there's a fee that you have to keep paying every year that maybe wasn't paid. And
So,
so there.
Jason, and Mr. Butler not running no other football in life. He doesn't have anything else aside from Phoenix Academy running.
Mhm.
Why would the man don't want to keep up to date with the one damn thing that he has running?
I agree. I don't believe that he would have that level of negligence to not pay a registration fee, which I'm sure can't be so much because the clubs in Jamaica don't have that much money to be registered. So it's definitely something that I'm sure would be easy for him to maintain. So I'm not saying I agree that he would have let that happen. I guess you're right. Why bring it up if you don't think it's possible? So yeah, I believe that his registration would have been active if it was once formed. There's no reason why he wouldn't be able to keep it active. I mean, I
All
don't.
right. So
Someone who knows what the fee is can tell me, but I'm sure it's not so astronomical.
yeah, no, believe me, it's not. All right, all right. So because we're talking now, and we have to have our balls. People, if you just come in, please do subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. We have 200 people, and we have 69 likes on the video. So find a way to hit the like button so we can get the video to go out there a little bit better. For me, based on what I saw, people, I only can read between the line until more information presents itself. Then I can change my base on it. All right. JD, I never see Phoenix players playing in sentence competition, which is a obligation. Okay, okay. So you're saying that because they are not, you have rules to follow. All right. So what we're going to do then? All right. Based on what
But
we based on just the upfront, what is being said here, Mr. Butler have a claim to say why he thinks that he should be registered because he get the transaction done. That's what he said. That is from face value. But you guys are saying that you have a whole record of things that we need to follow. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get that record. So if Danny Dread, you are the one for a sentence, please send that record to us so we can read it, so we know exactly the guidelines to follow. So we could know that Mr. Butler is actually inactive due to the fact that he never followed these rules. And then we can say, all right, then the JFF has a case by the letter of the law. And then we can call up Mr. Butler, say, me to read things and go by the damn rules because he seems to have a problem with that. We have to have something to call out the man for. But based on what he said here directly, you know I am not the biggest fan of the person. And I'm saying that maybe Mr. Butler have a case here based off what I've read here. All right. Yes. They never gave me the details to say that he missed matches. His players them don't represent nothing in a sentence or nothing. So provide me with that letter. You guys can send it easy in a PDF file. I read it and I will come out here and beat Mr. Butler and what he needs to do. All right.
question, JD, the Kingston Football Academy, do they play youth level competitions in Kingston?
Yes.
Oh, they do. Okay. Okay.
Because they play for clubs. The players play for clubs that they
Yeah,
are
no,
signed to
but
the academy.
that's not what I'm asking about. I'm
Mm-hmm.
asking, does Kingston Football Academy itself play in any youth
But
competitions?
they don't. That's why we need it because it doesn't necessarily mean they have to play through the academy.
I am only bringing that to, okay. So
It
as
means you
long,
have to play in that jurisdiction. Then basically, that's the best way to look
because
at
I
it. Then
think that's the part of this that I'm confused about. Like Ballers Academy, Kingston Football Academy, their players play for individual clubs in youth competitions in Jamaica. But Phoenix Academy's players don't play for any other clubs in the youth competitions. Because I hear people saying if you are a member of a member association, you have to play competitions in that area. But is that really true if
are you
Kingston
guys hear me,
football,
Jason? You hear me?
yeah man, you're there.
Okay.
So would it be a requirement if you're a member in a parish to play competitions in that parish? Is that a requirement for membership? Because Kingston Football Academy, I'm sure, is registered in Casafa, but they don't play CASAFA under 15 and under 13, they send their players to play for their respective clubs. So is it different rules for academies than clubs? Because these clubs, these academies don't play youth competitions. They make their players play with their respective clubs, and when they go
Yes.
overseas, they go as an academy and play.
Yes.
So in order to be a member, if you're an academy, doesn't require you to play any competitions. Would that be a true statement?
No, it requires you to play competitions, and you can do it via other clubs. But the clubs have to be in the same region, at least a percentage of them. That's what I'm getting from people, because they're saying none of their players play in Sentan. So
Okay.
how can you get signed in Sentan when you have nobody there? You get me? Yeah, so that's what I'm getting from what people saying. But Mr. Leader said once a club is inactive, you have to reapply because Butler owes the Sentan, they will not renew it. So, leader, can
So
you
how
call
you
him?
know they
Leader, I'm
won't?
gonna
How you
call you,
know
put
they
you on
won't renew
speaker.
it though?
Yes, so I'm gonna put you on speaker so we can leader. I'm gonna call you and put you on speaker so you can say these things because I want to hold you to it. So, leader, let me find the leader here.
And
Leader,
JD, if it's only capped at one person, if he can find his way here, I think it will be more effective if he's on screen and I can jump off. But that's up to you how you want to do that.
yeah, I never business about you. If you want to jump up or jump on, you're too feisty.
No, because
Leader not
yesterday.
gonna go through all anything here. Let me just get him. Let me get
Only
him.
reason why I
Yeah,
said
I
is because
said
people
whenever
were
people come
trying to
on
come.
and they want to jump off, them jump off. I have no problem.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
So, leader, why are you typing my comment section? And when I call for you to answer it direct, people don't listen to not what leader say. Not all. Because when we call him for him to use him balls, he seems to have none. All right? Yes. Because if you can't say these things which are your claim that is legitimate, I can't believe your leader. All right? You can't be doing these things. You're not going to come and set me up on my big bad program. All right? Yes. Yes. So we are Mr. Butler. If you're listening, as you know, you call me the little YouTuber over here. But you know my history, and I'm a bigger human being than you. Yes. So next time, don't try to disrespect me. Anyways, listen to me, Mr. Butler. There have been other accusations that you have not paid your bail sentence. So that's the reason why they are not renewing it. But the man from sentence says that you are affiliates of sentence, which should be the leader of sentence. You see
Yeah.
why even when me can't support Mr. Butler, me have to support Mr. Butler because so hold on, Danny Dread. So Mr. Danny Dread, make sure
Danny
you can come and
Beckford.
clarify these things. You know, are you saying these things just to get on the JFF back because of what you said that they owe you? Let me know. All right. Yes, because it's getting confusing now. A lot of people saying things and it's not coming off. You get me? Me not busy with leader one there. Me call him because he commented. Yes. So let me know if you are hearing it ringing, Jason.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Loud and clear.
Hello. Good afternoon, Mister. Good.
Give me 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes. Yeah, you have to give me 5 minutes. Got some background music I play. I don't want to trouble your stream.
I have not heard
We not
one
hear
damn
nothing. We
background
not hear
music.
nothing.
But all right, Mister. Me not hear nothing. You're not saying anything. Stop lying to me.
Okay.
All right. So take your 5 minutes and call back. Yeah. All right. So that is Mister. You look him not say a little shiny YouTuber. Yeah, but Boston must the disrespect that this red man put on my name. You get me? Yes. He forgot what I've done for him. Leader is a part of the S. But leader said he's coming back in 5 minutes, so we are going to give him his time. We're not going to try accuse people here. We are going to remain intelligent today and not violent. Yes, even though you can be intelligent and still be violent. But
True.
I'm not going to choose violence. I'm going to reason it's civil. All right. So Richie said he's at work. So Richie, Mr. Leader's movements. Yeah. So people, we are just short of 100, around 12 more likes. So please do that, do us that favor. So based on what you're hearing now, who you agree with, people, because me and balls, I'm either say it, Mr. Butler like me and me not like him either. All right. But if we are listening to a conversation, me can say what me think, because me no work for JFF and me no work for Mr. Butler. I work for the subscriber them still. But that not really matter. That not really matter who I work for. All right?
Yeah,
It
for
means that I'm saying,
if
yeah,
there
right.
if unless there is some kind of like legal repercussion that would fall on the JFF for putting Phoenix on there, I just feel like this is something that just could have been avoided. Because and then when you factor in the political aspect between Chung and Butler and their history and how much word Butler has thrown about Chung and what he had done in the past, it makes it very hard to believe that this isn't just something that is being done, as a spiteful thing. It's like because of the history of the two players talking in the article, it's hard for me to look past their differences and how they feel about each other and how they have said they feel about each other publicly. Now, Chung is a lot more political, so he might not say it in public forums, but clearly there is some kind of bad history between them based on what Butler is saying and based on what people that are, around the situation have told me. So to me, it just seems like two guys that don't really have a lot of love for each other anymore. And this is just a way that Chung could get under his skin, because I don't understand what the major repercussion would be if they put Phoenix Academy on the paper. Like Woodstock Academy is on the paper. And even though it's not a JFF member and it's an overseas entity, you know, I thought that the reason Phoenix wasn't on there is because they're an academy and not a club. So if that's the case, why is the Woodstock Academy there? But Woodstock Academy is
But
really a
we
high
already
school.
went to the
So
registration and all of those stuffs in the jurisdiction and all of those bag of words. Yeah,
oh,
so
so
it
so
makes it
so
more complex.
oh
Because we
so
don't know if Woodstock don't register in a certain areas.
well,
If
Woodstock
you not have
Woodstock
complete it.
Academy Woodstock Academy is a high school, so they're not registered with US
Okay.
Soccer or anything.
Okay.
It's a school.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I mean, it do have nothing. They would have to register with the Connecticut state where the
Oh, so
school
you're
is.
siding with Mr. Butler then? You're siding with Mr. Butler. So
I
even
don't
if
think
you no register.
I would have to see from the JFF themselves what repercussion would come from FIFA to put an academy on a paper. If there is none, then this is foolishness. Why are we even having this argument? Just put where the players
All right.
registered to on the paper, and then it's done.
All right. All right. So, people, I put the TikTok link there. Just please go over, click the TikTok link, and just subscribe and return back. All right. We are trying to grow the TikTok so we can have more people over there. TikTok. I don't even know what it is, but it. I am. I have some little leeway to do more things over there, like visuals and stuff. So follow me over there, because maybe in the future I might put out some contents over there. So definitely follow me over there. All right. Yes. Just jump over there, return. It's not hard to do. The link is pinned at the top. Let me get 10, 15 people following me. I will see who follows me now. All right. I will see. So you can't tell me anything if you don't follow me. Don't talk to me if you don't follow me. So let me get to 50 followers. All right. Yes. So just click it and go over there. Okay. And then return back. 20, 30 people. Go over there, return back. It's not hard. You guys have TikTok. You're Jamaicans. You like to dance and all of those madness that I saw. Even though I'm Jamaican, but I don't choose those things.
So
So
you have
follow
some
me over
dancing
there.
videos over there.
Yes, if you don't have TikTok, make sure you just create one for the Imaxit platform only. Yes, for the Imaxit. That means I know you ain't going anywhere. If you do, Boss Thomas, if you create one for the Imaxit only, you are my loyal Dan. All right? Yes. So if I get 30 of my loyal Dans to go over there to get me to 50, that would be great. But the link will be right there. Richard Samuels, follow me. Big up yourself, Richard Samuels. The rest of them are fraud. So they have not followed me as yet. So when they do follow me, I'm gonna give them a big up. All of the frauds, they are on it, but they never found me. You need to support me, all right? I'm not asking you, all right? But Jason, Well, that's what I've said. I came to my conclusion that I think Mr. Butler have a case right here, based on what I heard. I've not heard anything different from Mr. Leader, which is gonna come with a whole heap of gymnastics, and I'm waiting for them.
So hold on, but Chung basically say like, because the Phoenix is not registered, he can't put them on the paper. So by that logic, wouldn't that mean him can't put none of the overseas player them club on it neither? Cause them not register with JFF.
I have no time for you guys are going to go subscribe. All right, because the problem is when I release the goals, you are going to miss the goals them and the clarity and the things them that I talk about. All right, so sometimes I want the visuals because sometimes I'm too graphically um problematic, so I need to show them that I am not lying. All right, yes, so that's what I was trying to say, people. All right, so leader calling in. All right, yes. Hello, Mr. Leader. How are you doing? Hold on. Leader? Hello, sir, Leader? Yeah, man. We are hearing you now. We are hearing you loud and clear.
Okay. Let me just say, read the registration, right? JD, I was nominated with a club Medhaven.
Yes. Remember that well?
Medhaven, registered club, but right now it's inactive. Right? So when you check on any there was something called the database, which has all of the various clubs. There are several clubs that are listed as inactive, meaning it's not just paying your fee, you have to present minutes of meetings and a whole heap of other things. You understand? So in order to keep yourself active, right? So that might be one of the issues. I'm not saying that is the issue, but I'm saying that might be an issue that Butler did participate in St. Anne years ago, right? But after a while, it was just 1 year. You see?
Mm-hmm.
So after that year, and not renewing or doing what you're supposed to do, that might be the reason why he's not recognized, so to speak, right now.
Okay. So was that brought to his attention? Yeah. And why? Because the problem now in the Leader, when you said all of those things, Mr. Chung could have easily well said that if you said that is the case, because last time, Mr. Man, the first part of this conversation, you saw wrong your proof. Mr. Speid came out and said, it is for overseas born players, and he lists out the amount that can make each one of them, each one of the U teams them, and you said that is not. It was overall, it was general that people playing overseas, and the man said no, it is for overseas born. Or local players that go overseas will not be affected. So how much you can agree, you can stand and say you think that is the case, and why Mr. Chung wouldn't say that to make life really easier. Hello?
Can't comment on that,
You can't comment on that.
No.
All right. So take your time then and walk good. All right, because me no want you get yourself in a problem.
No, I really can't comment on that. Because if that is a policy, I really can't comment on it.
All right.
Okay.
All right, bossy. No problem. You just want to give me something to say that maybe we can look at from that side as well. Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically that might happen. As I said, Butler was registered, but after more than likely, that is basically what would have happened, because registering one time doesn't make you registered for life.
All right, so
you have to keep up. Okay.
All right. Me get you on that side. All right, respect, big boss. Yeah, take your time.
Okay,
All right, yeah. All right, so that was Mr. Leader. All right, so let me big up all the mans them that actually subscribe to my TikTok. I am up to 28 people now, so that makes sense. Let me big up all the TikTokers because they said that they are not. All right, we have Ariane Lee. Thank you very much for being a follower. Miller. User 855 Wolipa number, user 3. The whole of the user them just click the link and go over there and support me. Massive respect. I'm gonna use 5 programs to try to get it to 100. So that means you can push it out there for more people to see the work. All right. I'm gonna try and work on a lot of things to give you fast updates, worldwide Jamaican, the Asian, because I'm not going to let out my Asian brothers, and the Surinamese contents. And now I can show information so we can have better conversations, at least more vivid. Okay? Yeah, man. So, JD, him and him dodgy internet. Okay? My internet is not working. That's what he said.
It did go down for like a split second, but it come back now.
Yo, my internet at work, man. I truly have whole heap of technology for my internet people. Big boss, you have PlayStation 50. Me have PlayStation 50. Me have 65 billion screens. Me have 785 phones. Me have all my car on my internet. Me don't know how my car reach my internet, but it's on the internet. So so I don't know how to help you. It's just whatever you get, you better take it. Listen, Omar Fowling, you need to put on $118 for me in 118 euros. So that's around 120 US dollars for my internet, and then we can upgrade it to fiber electric. Cause me have whole heap of other things, whole heap of big words what we can't even remember. And know you want me to go for more big words, so then pay me. You're too bright and feisty. I don't know what can you know how much money me spend for give one of them things, yeah? I wanna come go like say my technology them a little. All right. So let me give the people some big up. All right. Yes. And then we continue. Because we had some more stories that we wanted to talk on. Yes. And it sounds like Butler is more interested in self-promotion than providing quality future for players for Jamaica. D. Smith says. Cheap internet JD have. It's one of the highest level internet, and why would I lie? I have my internet, and my internet is one of the highest in the country. 100 euros in the country ain't little, yeah. All right, it ain't little, you know. You want you don't want a match? What? Big up Sean Base. How are you doing? Hope all is well with you in Suriname. I forgot that. I realized they don't text me and you don't send me any information on Suriname. Are you trying to take over the Suriname market from the garden? Huh? That is what you're doing. All right. Yeah. Anyways, Ravel Morrison, and later people. Later, I should have a Suriname content coming for you guys because I heard that some of the ballers signed for Suriname, even though Sean is hiding the reality from man, we still get information because me run Suriname. Go ahead, Jason. Ravel Morrison. We heard that people want Ravel Morrison.
Yeah. Look, I was saying yesterday, boy, drop the standards if it's a extenuating circumstance, and I don't believe that.
He on discard. So why would he not be on the discard?
Yeah, just tell him to go in on him seat. But yeah, it's a good sign. I'm happy because the player has been, keeping himself fit on his own, which is good. I see him post videos all the time training, and he's training with other players who are playing in big leagues all the time and stuff. So, I'm just happy that he has been able to stay in some kind of shape throughout this whole time, so that clubs can even still see him as somebody that they would want. Also happy that the levels are, decent level teams, championship club level. So that is good. And I think at this point, he just needs to be playing. I mean, the guy is so talented, man. Everybody can see it. He just needs to play football at this point. And, maybe the lack of playing time over the years, if he can get back out on a pitch, yeah, he's at a certain age, but remember, he doesn't have as many miles as a lot of other players his age because of all his dealings in the past and everything.
But not having many miles, and you're walking around and not doing anything, you might can put out more at an older age.
Maybe. And another thing I'll say is, it doesn't seem as if he has ever let himself go fully in terms of his fitness. I've never really seen pictures of him out of shape or, like somehow he stays with trainers, and I know for a fact he plays in some leagues with some very good pass players on the weekends and stuff. I mean, obviously that's not like a real football competition, but he's still playing football at some level and keeping himself active. So we'll see where he lands. Hopefully he can actually secure something and get to play. And I think that if he does, he'll probably be fine because he's a player that is so talented, and as long as his maturity stays with him, and I think he's a bit older now, so maybe we'll see a better version of him as far as that is concerned. um and he must know that this would be his last chance if he's ever going to get another one. So hopefully he takes that and he runs with it, because I think the player still has something to give.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Yeah, I do believe that he could give something. He still comes off as that slick player that is still, as what people said, he was truly talented, But obviously, if something is wrong with you, I wouldn't say he never worked hard. Maybe something was wrong with him, why he couldn't get to put out what he knew. We know that he has on a more consistent basis, because he's troubled at times. Yeah, so I would love for him to get back a club and start putting out the work out there. But it doesn't matter if Grimmy is calling him back or not, because calling who they feel like, and they're calling people who is in line with whatever metrics the JFF puts at this point. So I don't even care about who plays for Jamaica or not at this point. It's just who are eligible to play for Jamaica I'm going to report on, because sometimes these people are better than who people hyping up, and they are not in Jamaica, and then they just make up a story at this point. It's so like funny. People could say the JFF just make up a story on Mr. Butler, and he has a very good case, which I look at it and we can't explain what's going on. So he might have a very good case. You understand me? So I saw the other players them look at Hutchinson, and Mr. Butler start a rumor about the man who want to play for Jamaica, You understand me? I him start a rumor, and then him people continue with that, And then up to this day, people talk about him not committed and all sort of stuff. Oh, we truly know that them call him back. Oh, them truly know him actually call that man one day. Our people just say that. Say them call him and him turn it down. We don't know, because none of them man now watch them stories, yeah. You get me? So we truly know that. So to be honest, don't jump. I'm just gonna talk about if Hutchinson score 1,000,000 goals. I'm gonna talk about him every damn day. You get me? Because I saw a man come on my chat. Me just talk about Hutchinson become a bad mind whisper. I mean, I say in that video I've never mentioned whisper one time. So clearly, you're the art of bad mind, because you are so bad-minded. You know how bad-minded people think. You understand me? Yes. So start with yourself. And him gonna tell me about my mother or something, because they can't have rational reasoning when you counter them with something. They gonna tell me about my mother. Yes. If they have a mother, terrible human beings. Yeah. So we don't know if them gonna get picked. You get me? Because when Hutchinson come to Jamaica, them make it look like the Whisper bigger baller than Hutchinson. And I'll ask Hutchinson about Whisper. Like that make no sense. So we have to sometimes we deal with them money where them make people like them. Them make people feel welcoming. Ask the man about him life. Ask him where him family come from. You know why him like about Jamaica, for motivate him to say some things so he can hold him words to that thing to come and play for Jamaica. You understand me? They must say some bag of foolishness to get clickbaits and for boost to them own selves. Them care about them don't like Jamaica, and most of them agents don't like Jamaica either. Everybody just take Jamaica for an idiot. Them just rob Jamaica. And that's all them care about. Everybody will come off with them behavior. Them just rob Jamaica people. We tell you the honest. Them just tell you the honesty. Them just rob Jamaica because them see Jamaica as a fresh market, as to what I've said yesterday. And people say me I'm idiot. When me I say some of the money should not run down money. Yesterday, I said the man them should not run down money. And you know, say, right after I'm done and I finish, and I'm there here work on some stuff. A man send a clip to me of Mr. Speid attack on I am sure sport. And because people listen to me and realize, oh, Jamaican people inside Jamaica reacts to me. And then Mr. Speid literally said the reason why they don't sell my boy as yet, which is
Ainsworth. Mm-hmm.
It is due to the fact that they are not trying to sell him because of money. They want to have him to put him in a society at the right level that people will invest in him and believe in him so he can get enough game time. So it's not about making money off the player. It's about the player's well-being and also development. So
them
cuss him. Said 2 hours before.
So them did cause Speid in the chat or no?
No, the panelists, me not see nobody else cause Speid. They must say great work, Mr. Speid. But me I idiot. Me bad mind Jamaica.
JD, I have said
money, the thing there.
I have said many times on these programs that the message is not the issue. It is the messenger. You can say the same thing another man say, but if them not like you from morning, they can't hold no value to it because you say it. And it's a sad way to live and think, but it is the way.
But the shocking thing, you can go over. I am sure, and you look on the time, when me do my video, way hours before. And Mr. Speid never watch my video because I'm busy. I try to get Cincinnati, try to find a way to beat Cincinnati. You understand me? And the man come back and just say the same thing as what I said because this is a reality. But as I said, people maybe just hate the messenger, just because he's Asian. Oh Lord God. Why? Yeah, but it just goes to show that me they here a long time I give them game and them no want to take it. You understand me? But it's all on your people. Because look at me and the way I look at life, the way I look at life is don't go into something that is a one-off. And anybody tells you to go into something that is a one-off and it's not the lottery, they are wicked and they don't mean you any good. You know why? Because, for instance, Jason start a YouTube channel, right? Because him start a YouTube channel. Me I go say to Jason, would you rather me teach you how to make 100,000 views or me give you 1 million views on the first day? Obviously, me know say people gonna say 1 million views are 4,000 euro or 6,000 euro that are 7,000 euro. Damn, that's almost $1 million Jamaican dollars. So me I gonna take $1 million and me maybe get 2,000 subscribers over it. And check not Jason, but you just accept it and say you want the food. Rather than you make me teach you say you have niche, you have the niche first, you have the timing where you post, and you have an algorithm where you have to abide by. And you have to have wording, and then you have to go and do your work by finding the content. So it's called education behind it. So you can and then now with you having that education behind it, you don't want the 4,000 anymore. Okay, you know why? You have endless opportunity to figure out what this niche entails and then go into something else. And then maybe the 1 million views after 2 years, you have 15 million. So you now realize say you make 15 times the 6,000, the 1 million, say you pretty much make 15 million Jamaican dollars instead of the 1 million Jamaican dollars. And that is our problem. We don't seem to listen because a man coming on my chat at him say be foolish, me talk and go be a big idiot. Ray. I mean I say, okay, bet on yourself and take the money always seems more amazing. Oh no! Bet against yourself and take the one-time fee. Always sounds amazing, but just to do the hard work in nowadays, it's like the worst thing. And I'm telling you, that is why we're feeling so bad because I prove it to you on YouTube. My channel shut down one day, but because I'm so versed at YouTube, it took me 2 days to reach back 4,000. I started a channel with 0 subscribers and everybody have over 10,000 at the time, 10,000 to 20,000. And I had 4,000 people watching me live. And nobody passed 500. and I did 50,000 on the first video that I posted up. You know why? I put my body of work over the years in all parts of work, walk of life in the Concacaf, and people know that I do the job. All right, and that's what they supported, and that's what they supported me for. You understand me? And they came straight back. So when you build when you build your market, and people know that you know what you're talking about, it's there for you. So I never had to take 1,000,000 views. Because remember, I can use my same self, in this instance, Jason. Because remember when I started, I started on YouTube, which people maybe don't know, post-match analysis, which is on YouTube, that is big. I was the first one that brought it in on YouTube. That's how long I'm talking. I was the first one that brought it in, where we record the videos and put it on YouTube. Those were easy 100,000, because you're looking at Rio Ferdinand, you're looking at Gary Neville, you're looking at Roy Keane, so it's easy to get the money off it. You get me? I could have just stayed there, because obviously I'm getting the million.
Mm-hmm.
You understand me? And I left that to build my brand. So you know why? Sky Sports can't sue me no more. YouTube can't block me no more, because of my actual football education me I put into play. So you see, I could have just run. We just continue to make money, because it was free money. And at that time, that is a lot of money to me, because I just kind of left Jamaica and I'm trying to earn things for myself. And those are millions of Jamaican dollars. And I could have just said, okay, whatever. I literally went to work and buy all my parts, like my camera and everything, and set up and just start do my thing. Once I came back on YouTube, I never did anything of that sort. And I saw people continuously do that. And I saw Sky Sports kind of free up and start even working with YouTube
with them. Yeah,
you get me?
yeah.
The same thing that they banned me for 1,000,000,000 years ago. Them on YouTube, they are working with YouTubers now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how long I am doing this thing, people. So all I'm saying is bet on yourself, keep on reading, keep on educating yourself, and it applies to football as well. I'm not asking you. It applies to all walks of life. All right. Don't ever just jump to take it if it's not a lottery. Imaxit, if you know about the stakeholders in football, it's PFJL, ISA, coaches and past players, Coaches Association, and CASAPA. Thank you very much for that, Reggae Boys Central. And guys, make sure to follow Reggae Boys Central. He does a lot of work, especially on Jamaica. He puts up the players them worldwide. So if you want to know about players, know about stats as myself, you can go and support him. All right. Yes, he does good work. For me,
yeah, big up to him for real.
Because I'm much more worldwide. Like I try to deal with not just Jamaica but everybody. In my set, like 80 Jamaica, Suriname. So I'm much more wide range. So I will not be so niche as him. So you can go and support him as well. Yeah, but I have to just show them that in a Jason. But the man say me I hear that, and I'm saying okay, no problem. In the end, I can do my work. I can come here and I set up different businesses, and I know how to do it. So people seek education. Don't listen to these dumbasses that come on the internet and body you up and disrespect you and bully you. All right. Most of the times, the bullies them in Jamaica are the ones them that never reach much places. I'm not asking you. You get me? All in the pancana are going with all sort of foolishness, and everybody else that was working hard reached somewhere else, or the bully killed them in the end. All right, so Jason gone now. So, but why never go back to my normal one? Oh, I'm there. Right.
It's a phone. It's a phone. No, it's a phone call. Come in and
disappear.
Run me away. No, but fan of mine, it's like you now listen the whole breakdown we're just doing. Look at the comment. JD, which ghetto youth are gonna do that? Suppose the man people them hungry and in a danger, etc. Anything come to ease or help them are gonna take. But fan of mine, listen. The man just described a scenario where you can get a 1 million views today, which is a certain amount of money, or you can put in the work and over time, when the thing build up now, you get 15 million every time. So yes, maybe it can appease a situation for a short space of time, but if you're not prepared and ready, that little money that you're getting to help your family will go right away because you're going right back where you came from because you're not ready for that situation. So,
So Jason, so where is Ian's right them family rich? The whole of
no.
Cavaliers family rich. So why them seems to try find the places them to develop the players them rather than to cash out the players them?
Well, they have seen that in the past, maybe when them run and jump at the first opportunity, it don't work out so well. So they are learning from previous mistakes because Cavalier themselves have sent players overseas and they
Thank you
come
very
back
much.
in 3 months, 6 months, a
And
year.
some no come back none at all, but them stuck at a level.
Correct. Or them stay at wherever. And maybe it's enough to help the situation of their family. But you never know if they had just stayed and developed some more before going, they wouldn't be stuck in the situation they're in. They would go to the same place and move on and move on and move on. So look, I can't. It's difficult because yes, there are circumstances that would warrant a difference in the financial ability to earn, so that it can help right now. But I think the approach that Speed is starting to take now, where he's like, I'm going to make sure that before this youth leave my hands, I feel confident that him can, maintain and improve when he goes where they're going.
Because look at it, Jason. Remember, majority of these kids are not being sold worldwide for nothing.
Right.
They are being sold on just a short 100 to maximum 500,000 maximum, and then wages come on top of it after that. So in order for you to gain the second sale on value of the player or the second negotiation, because the sale on value is equally as the negotiation. So when they are re-upping their contracts, it's just like if you're making a transfer. So in order for a club to earn that, you have to stay at the club. You have to do something. Somebody have to want you. You understand me? So Mr. Speed, not Mr. Butler, we'll come to Mr. Butler after. Mr. Speed saw that, okay, me not get the sale and value for that man, yeah? And the man stuck in the academy for 20 years. And nothing happen, and him not sign a contract or him come straight back because the people refuse to sign the contract. So you come back again, I try help the same man, and then you still have a pipeline full of players. So it just now work out for you nowhere. So you have to just make sure the players them ready or put them in a situation, make sure the contracts are binding, that no care what happen, you have to give him that amount of game time, and then it's better for me. So even if he comes back, the player still have some level of development in him, rather than me just send him go. For instance, we just send him go at one of the bigger clubs, them, like for instance, Chelsea, we send Ian's to Chelsea, and Ian's not get no game. All right, so him not get no new sign up, so them not have to pay nothing. And can you come back to Jamaica and him not get no game, so him not learn nothing, or him can't put out what him learn on the field, and at 2 years him there wait, 3 years him there wait for a game and can't get the game. So it's education in the end actually lead the way for Mr. Speed. So even when I can disagree with them on certain things, I can still agree with his thing. And I think that is the best method going forward. As it relates to Mr. Butler now, Mr. Butler says his players says his players are ready. So and he has Liam Bailey to prove. But in a sense, they were developed different because Liam Bailey was not developed under Mr. Butler. We have to be honest to ourselves. Liam Bailey was developed in Belgium. Belgium have one of the best development system in the entire world. So that has nothing to do with Phoenix Academy, more than Phoenix Academy signs and run the business of the player. So I wouldn't use Mr. Butler's development of Liam Bailey to say, but I will give him respect for the guidance. But I can't use Liam Bailey's fat to fry the rest of the kids in Jamaica. That is like a no-no. That makes no sense. You understand me? And even to some extent, even Whisper development, which I don't think Whisper is as half as developed as Liam Bailey. Even Whisper's development, I can't fully say it is from Jamaica, but I will give Mr. Butler way more credit and Jamaica more credit to develop Whisper because he spent longer time here. but remember, Whisper still went overseas on several occasions. So Mr. Butler have to get credit for his development and also his guidance of Whisper. But for Liam Bailey is an anomaly in this conversation because he was not developed in Jamaica, people. So we can't use that. But once you're in Jamaica and has to rely on the service, you have to go down the route of Mr. Speid because Whisper is not the true story here. Whisper went to Brookhouse for 1.5 semester as well, and he went overseas with the programs with Mr. Butler as well. So he gets even more development than the players them that has to play Manning Cup and develop with Mr. Butler. So like the keepers and stuff. You see, so he will get full credit for those development. But for Whisper, it has to be broad now. So to be honest, I would have to take the side of Mr. Butler and this conversation. No, not Mr. Butler, Mr. Speid and this conversation when it comes down to local players. I would have to send them, get a pathway for them and not necessarily the Leon Bailey or even the Whisper route. Because they are different based on how they have developed and their path.
Yeah, so for me, right, I think you're spot on as far as the Leon stuff.
Oh my God, Joe.
Yeah,
Yes,
I see
look what
Mr. Dre.
Mr. Dre
I
said.
see Mr.
So
Dre.
all of the year, Mr. Dre, what you listen to what I've said? I gave Mr. Butler credit for everything. I said the development, the player playing. Mr. Dre, how much yearly and Bailey in a Phoenix sit down and not do nothing? Please tell me that. Cause me gonna show you say you're a liar. You're a liar. If you tell Mr. Liam Bailey in a Phoenix sit down and not do nothing and never actually there in a club or do something, that is a lie, brother.
But look at the difference.
On,
but JD, look at the difference. When Leon was at Genk, right, and Trenton and then back at Genk and all these things, right? He was constantly playing matches, keeping up his match fitness over there.
Man.
And look at the difference now with Whisper developing here in Jamaica, playing Manning Cup. When he got the move now to Chelsea, what is he and his manager and his handler telling us? Boy, it's rough because I don't have no much fitness and this and that. So I believe that Butler has to figure out. I know he doesn't believe in none of the coaches in Jamaica coaching his players, right? But how is he going to duplicate the match fitness required for when they go overseas? Because I see this being an issue for all of his players leaving, you know. When they go somewhere, they're going to have all this acclimatization time to get back to match fitness, right? Because any player that is at Phoenix playing now, he don't let them play any competitions in Jamaica. So is it going to be enough when they go on these trips? Is that enough match fitness for them when they go to a club? I don't know.
No.
They're free. Exactly. So to me, that's the part that he needs to figure out now. It's clear that the pipeline is a little more open with Whispers moving. And he's telling us, you know, Mackenzie and the ones behind have opportunities to come.
Mm-hmm.
My worry is when they go, are these players going to get labeled like, you know, well, we can sign them now, but we're going to need 6 months to get them up to speed. You know, if that is going to be the case, they're going to go with other players who are more ready to go now. So I would like to ask Butler, what is his plan to ensure that the other players that go after Whisper don't go through what Whisper is going through now, where it is obvious that he's behind in match fitness compared to everybody else?
Guys, I started this stream. This is one of the most positive streams I've talked about Mr. Butler. And you still found someone out here warn me when me say, thank you, Warrior 777. Warrior 777 say I should have used fully developed. But I've literally gave him credit for the development, but I said not as much. So that is literally the definition of not fully developed. That's exactly what I've said. So, and remember, this was just a reference to say which one works. And maybe the players them that believe that they have the same opportunity as Whisper and Leon Bailey, they might not have that. You understand me? And more of Leon Bailey rather than Whisper. That's what I've said. So sometimes I'm saying things clear in the people, but it looks like you know care what me say. Me kind of, you know what, me should have learned because you had said to me, Mr. Speid said the same damn thing, and every man I say, yeah man, good thing for Ian's word. I said the same thing 2 hours before. You know, just like when we said everything before, Mr. Speid signed people on the premise of what I've said for 3 years now.
Aubrey Gregory,
yeah,
that is a decent point. The cup season is 3.5 months, but at least them man they are play the competition. Phoenix players don't play the competition, so they're even further behind than the 3.5 months. But good point, Aubrey. Maybe the season need to be longer period for everybody, but
yes,
at
yes.
least them have something playing. Would you rather have them playing something or playing nothing? That is my question,
Yes,
Aubrey.
I would rather them playing something because what I do believe because the problem is, remember, I'm learning this thing as me going on. So every time I do see something that they're doing, it might not come off the same as how you see it, because maybe you're not invested in the things that I am invested in, which I'm talking about knowing about the football and how people get developed and stuff. So maybe I will say something different than you that's watching the video. So sometimes you have to understand my perspective. It has no harm to it. I was here picking up from Mr. Butler saying that I think he has a case in this instance. So I am not fighting the guy. I'm just saying that. But I know what the problem is, because this is something that held over Mr. Butler for far too long. Say he never really truly developed them. So that's what he maybe got upset about. But I don't care about that. I'm just talking about the kids, the other kids in Jamaica, Mr. Dre. And you always act like you love the kids them in Jamaica, but I think you like Mr. Butler a little bit more.
No, but I have seen Mr. Butler when he puts out videos. He's constantly bringing coaches from all over the place to coach the players. So I mean, he knows that he needs help developing the players. That's why he has other people come and do training sessions all the time. So I don't know why people would. He has never he he speaks about his relationships that he's made in Europe and other places, and he brings those people to come and do training workshops with the kids. So he knows that he can't do it all on his own either. So I don't know why anybody would be upset that we're saying other people help to develop his players. He will tell you that himself.
All right, so let me not argue people on that. We're just saying that Mr. Speid, so Mr. Speid lost the battle in the first half. Him and the people who are signing up this madness. He get back a point in this one. Mr. Butler won the first round with the JFF there, and we maybe take off half of a point and give him some other points. But it's like we have to give him all the points. Them people, we have a reason well in a man. All right, we have to reason well. JD, the players still have to learn the system of playing. Yes, that is true. That is true. That is true. All right. Mirac says, I think Ainsworth reach his limit in JA and need to move. Yes, but that's what they are saying. If the right opportunity doesn't come, Mirac, he has to continue playing because he has not reached the peak of Concacaf as yet. They still have Concacaf information out there for him, and now it looks like it's going to be a continuous thing because Cavalier is still at the top of the table, and I think it's the top 2 or 3 go through to Concacaf again. So it's not like Cavaliers languishing down in the middle of the table and something. They are still at the top, so he has a secondary cheat code developmental method to work with as well. So we have to keep everything in the balance. So he can still stay next year, and it's not the biggest end of the world because CONCACAF is one of the highest level in our region, period. Because all of the other countries, them, all right, look, for instance, they said League One, League Two, the MLS is better than it. The Mexican League is on par with the Mexican League and the MLS. Some of the teams are on par with the championship. Those teams are playing against Jamaica right there. So that simply means you are getting a higher level education on the field, not in the classroom and stuff, but on the field than what Whisper would have gotten at youth 18s at Chelsea and at 21s to some extent. So you see the level now? So that means Christopher Ainsworth is playing in a higher competition than what Whisper playing in at youth 18s and U21s to some extent. Maybe the high level teams like the Manchester City team, even though they're not doing good at this point. Yes. So you have to we can't just generalize everything. We have to put things into context. Yeah, so it makes way more sense now. All right. So if you're saying that he's not ready, why would he just go leave here? To close my argument, why would he leave here to go to Chelsea U18 now? And no, he might not get the game at not the higher level. It's still a lower level, but you have people that's competing with him that has similar skill set as him. And he doesn't get any game right there. You know, better time stay here for 1 year and then find a club in a space. Go there because space can guarantee you more development and more time. It's a good enough league, better than the JFL, to challenge yourself and move up. But maybe it will take an extra year. I would have took that, and it looks like that's exactly what Mr. Speid is doing. So I think he's in perfect hands. I will just wait until the next year and hopefully he leaves in that time. That's what I have to say with my closing argument. I don't know about Jason, what he has to add to that part.
all I will say is we see a perfect example of what you just described in that same Chelsea system. Mother still decide I not staying and playing PL2 no more. I believe I can play first team. And if it means I go down to League One, so be it. I will go down to League One. And when I come back, you guys going to regret not giving me the chance. Whisper went to Chelsea. And I was one of the people saying, boy, me personally, when him reach, I would take a loan to a lower division so I can play first team. But everybody's saying, no, he can work his way into the first team at Chelsea. Why? Let him play youth, and then by the end of the season, Pochettino use him. And I'm saying, listen, you guys not factoring in the amount of people in the way, and furthermore, the man hasn't played football. So that means there's going to be another period him have to acclimatize there, which basically remove him chance to make first team right now. You know, barring.
Because remember, not cutting them, but remember those guys and even the ones that came in with you already starts because now you are already at a fitness problem. So them get even all them catch up on top of the other people them when it already passed you, and the people will cement in position. So you have the people will cement in position, the people will pass you, and the people will just come and also pass you as well. You understand me? Because of the condition that you have. So that is 4 sets of people that passes you. So that can't be good.
Right. And I feel like with our fan base sometimes it's like we don't understand the levels. Like we want to say that we have done something incredible. And going overseas, to me, from Jamaica, with the lack of development, the lack of everything, to me that's incredible in itself. If you got out, that's incredible. Like, okay, put it this way. When Trevante Stewart was signed, most of the articles said Jamaican player signs to the Serie A, right? And then when the name of the team came out, some people were like, what? Salerne? Who? I don't even know that team. And they'd like downplaying because him gone to a team fighting relegation. And I'm saying, how that makes sense? At the end of the day, this guy was playing for Mount Pleasant. Most Jamaicans that follow football, who knew, unless you come from where the man come from. I never knew Trevante Stewart before last year. At all. I never knew who he was. And this same man who me never know, gone to Syria, and people want to beat him because him gone to this a certain side in the Syria. Don't tell me if that makes sense. We don't export a baller to Syria ever, you know. It's never happened, you know. And people upset that the man never got AC Milan or a team where you know. That is ridiculous. We have to be realistic with the standards we have, man. People want to just say somebody signed to Chelsea. But anybody that watch football could have tell you, Chelsea is like a conveyor belt of wide forwards. Them have 5 million of them in every level.
Here, Bureau Golden says, I think Whisper will be in the starting lineup sooner than we think. Which starting lineup? The U18s or the 21s? Because the problem is,
21s just had a game and he wasn't even on the squad.
So this is where we have a problem now. Look at it now, Look at it now, Bureau. It's not a problem, brother. We are having a conversation. You get me? Which starting level he's going to be in. So the fact we are having the discussion, you get so uncomfortable. You're saying that we're not for worry, you're going to be in a starting level. We are talking about, we're just explaining, we're exploring the ways of people can grow. Because remember that means you're moving from not playing to not playing again. Because you're saying soon be in a starting level. All right? So you're moving from not playing to not playing again. You understand me? And then him going to be in a starting level. So easy. So you're telling me that Whisper is so good. Him no play ball for 2 years. Listen to what you're saying, you know. Him no play ball for 2 years. And Jamaican people, please, stop saying my bad mind. Because I'm richer than all of you know, put together. I'm almost certain of that. So I can't bad mind somebody when I can buy every damn thing I want in this world. All right? Or I can figure a way because I have good credit. So stop it. They go reason logically, man. I don't know what wrong with you know. Me have to say them something because sometimes they comments them, the man them can't comprehend and them can't reason. Let reason logically, man. Whisper is so good. It seems, JD, you are quick to call Chung a liar. Oh my God, oh Lord. Let me close out the Whisper War first before we go on to the next one. Because you not beat me for everything. Alright? You not beat me for everything. Big up Travis, big up Travis. All I'm saying is this is what's at stake now. We saw Whisper the Whisper the U18s. Him never look better than everybody. Clearly him unfit. All right, and him never outshine everybody. Him never get enough game time, so that is true. So that means we want to see him at the youth 18s, but he never outshined everyone. So that means the next time the coach see him now go just surpass the other players them where him never outshine because they did their jobs. He went up to youth 21s and he never looked better than nobody at all. He looked way off the pace as well. Maybe that could be for fitness. Maybe that could be yeah, you said the main team, but people get it. We saw 16-year-olds just making the bench of the main team. So that don't mean nothing. Meaning you said he must start for your main team. I can tell you that that's not going to happen. Bureau goaling. It's not going to happen. And that is not me fighting against no youth. That is me trying to not be delusional. All right? Yes. So let me tell you what me see with my eyeballs, not the narrative where you try to tell me. Let me tell you what me see with my eyeballs. Me not seem better than none of the youth forwards them for U20 21s. Me want to see him for more time in the youth 18s and then him step up to the U21s. And then we can match it go by go. Biru, anybody can go on the bench. Once you're missing the positions, you can go on the bench, Biru. That is what me I said to you. Because you had 2 16-year-olds on the bench the last time. Them never played, them never have the intention to play, but the position was kind of vacant and they put them on it. So that means nothing. Biru. Let me reason with logic. We're talking about the player. And to be honest, I just think they're going to spend time to give the youth more game time playing football. All right? Alien said, JD, when him reach him the starting level, him reach. He's definitely not match fit, hopefully. But that's Alien, that's all I'm saying. When him reach any starting level, I am happy for it. And that's what Jason's saying. But Biru, you are talking about other people. That's what Jesus said. The other people that was there. You can't cheat football. Propaganda can't cheat football. You can't just make up a bag of Instagram great kicks and flicks and everything. You have to go out on the damn field and do it. And it takes fitness level to do it. It takes education to do it. You understand me? Them something they work. Yeah, but JD, what if a main team debut was included in? Yeah, but that's a problem because at a 16-year-old I get cap Alger. At a 16-year-old I get cap just to get cap sake. But that no means you do nothing. That no means you do nothing. We are talking about the progression of the player. We don't want the player just get a cap on Chelsea bench like all the other 16-year-olds them. And then be fooled. Why you think Mother Seals them left? Why you think Mother Seals them left? Now that we just a talk about. Because Hutchinson, look, Alden, Hutchinson, we have to go back to Hutchinson because he's a prime example. Can play for Jamaica and he was a star for U21s. He was a star for U21s. He went out there and said, listen to me. This is what I look for my future, because clearly I'm here. I did what you guys said I should do. The coach changes because the first coach had him as the new Eden Hazard. They rated him highly. All of those articles are there. We read a lot, so we know about it. Right. They moved to Pochettino. He went to Pochettino, and Pochettino wrote on it and said he never sent him nowhere. He's the one that said he wanted to go out on loan because he can't guarantee him that amount of game time. So, not care what you do, you're going to only make the bench. And you're going to get 5 minutes. But that's not nothing. That doesn't mean you reach nowhere. Getting more game times is more important, people. We just listen to what we are saying, man. We want the player play and be the best version of himself. And we are sure so we have the actual examples right in front of you. How much we say, Jason? How much we say in value, Hutchinson value? How much we say Hutchinson value?
I think what, 2 or 3?
No, not his valuation and transfer market. What me tell you, say them are gonna pay for Hutchinson. Like what are the target price when we say people have to pay for him by the end of the year? Because I go on Twitter, you know. I go on Twitter and look how long me there talk. And I tell them, the man must say if switch you pay either 7 to 10 million for Hutchinson. Yeah. $7 to $10 million. Before Hutchinson left Chelsea, the start. Obviously, PSV did want to pay 5 to 10 million for him. So he did look like he valued that. But PSV was looking at his technical ability. Now, everybody have to pay over 7 to 10 million for Hutchinson. No. You think him could have valued that from every club? Every club would have paid that for him at the start when he leave Chelsea? People, be honest with yourself. You think every club would have paid 7 to 10 million for Hutchinson before him leave Chelsea? I just want you to answer me. So then the man bet on himself and go elsewhere and not bother playing a U21s because he doing 2 seasons in a row, Arsenal and Chelsea. So he need to do it again. And he move out and him already in a realms. That is one of the highest rated Jamaican players so far because that's a 2 times the Shamar value. A 2 times the Shamar value that, you know. And a 40 games the man play, you know. So imagine if him do it in a 40 more games. In my value more than the NBA too. People not see them something there, you know. People not see them something there. So sometimes people stop looking for the hype and look for the substance. Because that is the main thing. If you don't have any substance, the hype means nothing. Because the hype can only get you through the gate. And the substance take you through the way. All right? Yes. And then that's the conversations we need to start having. Stop selling kids those things. So Mr. Leroy Smart says, so can't see anyone at Phoenix have to wait for Chung or JFF to sign them off. So Mr. Leroy Chung, you said that I'm quick to call Mr. Chung a liar. Jason, did I say he's a liar? Or I said that I am more inclined to believe Mr. Butler because he got the paper signed.
Yeah, I guess he's taking that to mean Chung lied, but you didn't actually say those words, so I'm not sure.
The exact word me say, I believe Mr. Butler because him get the paper signed, and somebody have to sign it and go through the procedure because that's what him say.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. So maybe
come on, man.
Yeah, maybe that comment because I guess because if you believe Butler, that means you don't believe Chung. But you never say you don't believe Chung.
Yeah, but you know, it's a world, Jason, where Chung can be right. Because he signed for the FA and somebody from the FA go and do the procedure and push it through the door. And Chung never even know about it. So one time Chung gonna see now, nothing sign. So come on now, Mr. Leroy Smart. Leroy. Come on, man. Come on, man, Leroy. Me dey pan smoke today, Leroy. Make sure you subscribe to my TikTok and not play with me, Leroy. Because you style me, you tell me say you go link me in England and then make fake account. Leroy, so I'm going to call you out. No ramp with me and Leroy. Me's a man of my word, all right? Me never want to rob you or nothing. Me no rob people, all right? So me don't know who you're afraid of. So me don't know why you pick up war. Yes, he needs game time, even under 15. No, you can't put him to under 15. You can't put him down to 15. He can't play under 15. He has to play youth 18s, U21s and stuff. But the starting in the main team, the Chelsea team, soon. That's what I was getting. Madueke, you think he's better than Madueke? I
No,
see
not right
Madueke.
now. Not
Whisper
right
is
now.
nowhere near Madueke.
No.
Nowhere at all. Maybe his end product might seem better at the lower level, but if you put Madueke in the Manning Cup, him score 7,854 million goals.
If Madueke play under 21, him.
Because sometimes his skill set dominating the main Premier League as well, but his end product sometimes could be woeful. So that is true. But we don't know if when you jump down to a lower reaction time, you can move through the cones them faster so you can set properly to finish better. That is what reaction time does. All right? And Mr. Flex says, even Whisper came on the live and said him have enough things to learn. All right. So massive respect. If he does something like that, that is very good. So he can calm down the fan base and realize that we're talking the truth, people. So, and Nkunku is injured. So it's not because Nkunku ain't good or he's not rubbing the bench. He's the main starter because Jack's not trash. You know, at least is finishing. But
Jackson look like Pochettino unlocked Jackson on the wide forward, so that's another person.
He becomes
that's
another
person.
forward now.
That's another
he
person.
Becomes a problem for Whisper again. So
yes.
Nkunku, Madueke, Palmer, Sterling, all of them over the side there.
Modric,
Chukwuemeka. Them just say Chukwuemeka as well, and them say Hutchinson will get signed back and come in at the right wing. So Hutchinson will be the 6th right winger. So, and then you have Washington, you go down to 7 more man, and then Whisper come to the 13th man.
But you have the Portuguese man Moreira as well.
Yes, so I 13, Jason. That's what I never call them name. I just go down to 13.
Got you.
13 players in a one position. So people, let me go with education. Go up on the site, read the something for yourself, see for yourself. Chelsea is a mess. That's all I can say. Chelsea is a mess with players.
G's and P's. I'll forget about Fofana. Him can play wide forward too.
Yes, Fofana can play wide forward as well.
P's.
And he's on loan. Audience says signing for a big club and not playing can kill your career. Even big time players that moves to bigger clubs struggle to perform and get game time. That is true. Jackson head sick once he
and the wing he make no mistake.
In front of goal, out on the wing, he makes no mistake. All right. And I would agree with you. I think Jackson, but even Jackson, if you put Jackson in the Manning Cup, him scores 17 trillion goals. You understand me? If you put him in the Concacaf, Jackson still might be the leading goal scorer in the Concacaf. So don't be surprised. Because the level of football that plays in the Premier League, we're not giving the respect. And I saw the big bad Manchester City. I never wanted to talk about Manchester City, you know. Dominating Brentford, you know. And the way they are dominating Brentford is based on just flat out education. Because we saw them big and thick like stone. Onyeka them thick like stone. Ivan Toney them big like monster. And why them couldn't come out?
So hold on.
Why them couldn't come out and play out?
Stones and Diaz to counter-attack? Stones and Diaz and Akanji them small and Walker small. Oh yeah, go on.
No, Jason, just relax now. The man who press them forward to make them can't come out is Phil Foden. Phil Foden is a ants. My boy, the little tiny youth named Aska Bob. Him no bigger than a Bob. And I'm not talking real Bob Marley. Me talk the figure Bob them. Him small. All right? Yes. All of them when they play up front are tiny human beings. Erling Haaland, he's bigger than everybody, all the defenders. And so that is true. But after Erling Haaland taking away one defender, the rest of them have to deal with a bag of tiny human beings.
Well, that's the evolution of Pep. Because 4 years ago, it would have been 11 tiny human beings. But him realize in one box and the other box, we might need some human beings with a little bit of size.
Yes, because they are not the risk defenders. They are not going to respect them and take more risk. You know, Jackson can't start for Senegal. You know who start for Senegal? Berugolin. You know, see something wrong with you. You know, see something wrong with you. You know, see something wrong with you. You know who start for Senegal? You think say if Mane there Chelsea now start? majority of Senegal players them would have started at Chelsea. So I don't understand wait, brother. Our reason so. The man said Jackson not even start a Senegal. So you oh my God. So guys,
so who start? No Sarr and Mane play wide for them.
Sarr and Mane start, yeah. Sarr and Mane start.
And through the middle who? Dia?
Biru. Sarr and Mane plays 2 forwards in the tournament as well too. They play 3 and they play 2. They play Mane as a wide forward and also Iman Sarr as 2 forwards as well because Dia is still injured, right?
Right. They never had Dia.
So that's why, and Dia was always the one coming out the right-hand side to give the fluidity. So, brother, the man them have good players. Stop making it look like through Africa, everybody is no good and a one person breakout like Jamaica. No, all them team here stacked. Nigeria value
not even NJ could have started, and him a big baller. Ilman
600 million, some of them team have value on 700 million. Jamaica pass 100 million, and they are one of the top Concacaf value teams. So the African teams are way out of this world when it comes on to the conversation. We should not be talking about man can't start. Omza said Sarr and Mane start for Senegal. Yeah, but they said that those players are not good, you know. I don't know what going to be ruling, but Biro, you don't need to fight it. They said Whisper said that he has a lot of things to learn as well. So the conversation should done right there. We should all hope for the kid to go out and do well. All right? But when we come on to the conversation of Whisper and the other man, he's not on that level. All right? Brilliant concept said, what team in Jamaica press better than Butler's team? Stats press better than Butler's team. CC press better than Butler's team. Glenmure press better than Butler's team. But maybe you never watch them games there. All right, so I want you to come back. So Glenmure, CC, and Stats press better than Glenmure than Butler's team. Answer that. Answer me now. Brilliant concept because I don't watch the Manning Cup. I mean, I have my ruler, my measuring stick, and everything. All right, when you think you're not fool me, when you come in with a bag of story every time. Brilliant concept. Attack me for one day. All right, yes. Tell me no. Tell me say CC pressed Mona in the same match better pressed Mona better than Mona pressed CC. So we not have to have the argument because it happened on the field 2 times, 2 years in a row. So argue with me right here, brilliant concept. Me I wait for you to come back because even the man himself, he never really admit the pressing part, but him said that was a better team. All right, that Jackson is still trash. How you think Jamaica would do in the Afghan? I don't know. Maybe we could have strategized and do good because some of the weaker teams them strategized against the bigger teams and did well. So maybe Jamaica with this coach could have done well because of them dodgy ass coach get so to be honest, them dodgy ass coaching styles they actually go places in the World Cups, aside from incredible talented teams like the Spain teams, Jason, if you look over the last 30 years,
look at
dodgy ass coaches,
yeah, Morocco coach had a plan, and enough people never love it, but boy, it was effective.
Yeah. So, Sports on the Ball says Mr. Speid said Mr. Butler has the best pressing team. Well, that's what Mr. Speid said. I've just tell you, does. So argue my point, Mr. Sports on the Ball, because that's your first comment. And I don't know where you. Boy, I don't know. Mr. Butler have a whole heap of man asleep on the pillar, yes, man. But me not gonna even say nothing more. Because the man love the pillar star, Yes. But me love that the conversation. Me just bring up my points and then argue with it. Butler took Maggie as a man that keep saying he developed in players and have kicking the ball for years and he got worse. Oh my God. Who is that? That Dodge? What? No solution in Jamaica. Fans split. One set bashing one man and one set is bashing. Okay, fair enough. It's tactics. Okay. What are you saying, Big Boss? Those are two different Butler team, Mona and Phoenix team. Well, me not see Phoenix team much. So then Phoenix don't need to play some games, and then we can know how them press. The
That's
games
right.
them that I've watched with Phoenix back in the days, which most of you guys never watched. I was watching them because the father of Mr. Richards sent them to me, and I got a chance to watch them. And Phoenix team is okay, but they don't press better than everybody in the country. That's not true. That's just not true. They are a decent team, and they produce good players, but the over the top, and that's the problem. You guys want us to go over the top. We are giving him credit, just to say that these players can compete is good enough. Okay, you said, oh, he made that about the Phoenix team, but he made that 2 years ago, right? It wasn't 2 years ago. He made that when I was doing the scouting on the player, because that's when I heard him said it. But if he said it recent, I would like to hear it. Forward that for me, and then I can ask him what he means by that, and we can go back in the studies,
Your friend Speid, JD. Your friend
Oh my
Speid.
God, brilliant concept. Oh Lord. One thing about it's that you know what? It's a morning stream, and I should have a Suriname stream coming in. Where in which I have to break down some ballers signing for Suriname and stuff. So I'm tired like dog, but I'm still gonna give him 10-15 minutes, all right? What sports on the ball say? Okay. Uh, yo, the man, people who don't know for beliefs. I mean, honestly believe say sports on the ball. Brilliant concept. Not believe in them family, them parents as how them believe in Mr. Butler. Me honestly believe so. the way them man speak from when me know them man don't care about nothing else. Everything when Mr. Butler say are correct. Because we prove today that maybe Mr. Butler don't know all the rules them. We prove today that Mr. Butler talk about 1 year ago say him not have no affiliation with them. Him not want no affiliation with them either. Because him can get it done without having them. And then him try go down the road of getting it done without having them, and then it have problems in at the end. So Mr. Butler know everything. You understand me? So sometimes we can listen to reasoning and then make a decision off that reasoning. Don't come in with your set goal in mind to just say, I'm me and Mr. Butler first pillar man in line. All right? Yes, because yeah. Let me leave them because they're gonna some bad man. Because this video, I've done Mr. Butler good justice on this one. Even Mr. Butler can't come in the chat and say me to praise him today. All right?
Yeah,
We
and the
know
whole
Phoenix doesn't have the best player. He just have a system which I like, and he uses the system to sell his player as the best. Okay, JD, can you interview Mr. Butler? Coach Dino, no. Me and Mr. Butler are not friend again. You know, you're back in the days before him start choose propaganda. Which no. This man never avoid propaganda. But because I start to call him out of this propaganda, he believes and obviously me study everything before him come on. So me not gonna make him just walk away with foolishness. Him can't get the lean way because me know too much, so him not go on me interview him. Simple as that. Because every time me and him interview, it goes smooth. Sometimes I me and him war. All right. So him not go on me interview him. Him a go places where him can just him just do what him want to do. And it all even for them places him I listen to him and him a say the reason why I'm coming because him can do what him want to do. So Mr. Butler right now, he's on a level where he just do what he want to do. And he can't do what he want to do for my show. All right? Yes, because me I go argue with him. All right, JD, what CB says is not true. To his supporters, it is gospel. Ernest says, Pagan, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Massive respect. Yeah, man. So I had him on the program a lot of times so we talk football and stuff. And I try to even involve myself in helping whatever he's doing and stuff. So I have no ill will to the man, but I realize he's a character, and sometimes it's over the top. And in the world that we're at, it's not so over the top. People are straightforward and they say it as it is. So sometimes, because I'm not in the Jamaican circle, not saying everybody in Jamaica is over the top, but he can get away with that. And for me, I don't look at it the same because I'm not in that world. So that's why I'm always clashing with his supporters. But I like him. I have no hatred for him. So people can sell narrative because it do well for people to sell narratives to say this. People hate Mr. But I have no hatred for him. I have no hatred for him. I just want him to talk more realistic so other kids that he doesn't benefit off could get opportunity. Because sometimes when he talks, he seems like he puts down the other kids them. And that's what I was always fighting for. Because in his same instance, he was saying he was saying that he's for Jamaica, but when he speaks, um, he speaks for him and his people right there in Phoenix. So that was my problem for him. And then I realized he changed his tone as to he speaks. He's talking more of other players.
I was gonna
and
say,
yeah, man, other clubs players are good, and other club, so I have more respect for him again. It showcased that I'm not a hater, because if you improve your ways that I had problems with, I can deal with you better. Yes,
yeah,
Jason.
agree,
That
agree.
is the
Because
definition of being a hater.
the other day he was asked on a program about, like, how he felt about the U21 squad, I mean the U20 squad and everything. And in the past he might have said things like, well, there are definitely 3 players on there that I know are the best and blah blah blah, but he didn't really have that tone. He mentioned other players, even players of people that I know him don't like. So that to me is a progression for him. Like, to even acknowledge anybody else.
Yes.
That is, I am proud of that, because he
Yeah,
wasn't
man.
doing that before.
Yeah, so we can give a man him credit. So people, you can see, so we're not bad mind the man. We couldn't stand his ways, and now he's changing his ways, so it's much more digestible. So maybe in the future you might see him one day on a program with me. Maybe not me hosting the program, all right, because him called me that little one over there, so I'm on thumping my head for making such statement, So I am going to refrain from not thumping in my head, because he might try style me, or he might try belittle me. And when if a YouTube in terms him a talk about, now me give him the most subscribers in the history of YouTube. And maybe Leon Bailey alone could have tapped that Leon Bailey sign in. So when we talk about little YouTuber, you should put some respect on my name. I had 10,000 more subscribers than every YouTuber when I'm trying to shut down. Every damn one. So you can depend on little YouTuber sure tell me say me a little YouTuber. No a place out. No a place liquor, Mr. Butler. All right? Yes. Don't ramp with me. All right? Yeah, man. People are gonna say it about me. Yeah, man. You can't diss me that way. I have a style. So people, you understand why I have a problem with the man? Because he want himself like a YouTuber, This man still has to do a good job by analyzing exactly what took place on the field. So that means that I was not a bad person. I'm a person of the actual facts, or where the conversation leads me. So he must say that, but he must have a hatred from me because maybe I support somebody when I support. I not like. And that's my problem, So you can't separate it there, Jason. You can't separate the war. So you have to beat me every time you see me,
Yeah, and there are people like with Butler that like just hate him, and no matter what, Butler could have come tomorrow and say, boy, me just save 7,000 million picnic from dead. And them are gonna say, them are gonna find some fault with that, even though that is not, how could you say that's a bad thing? Him save 1 million lives. Them still like I say, boy, a Butler do it, so I'm gonna rate it. And to me that is wrong. Obviously, you can give credit, you can beat people, but just be measured. It can't be because of the person. Let's look at what they have done. That's all I would say.
All right, so Football Guru said, how do the Jamaica football haters like how Stats took a SBA squad to come and compete with the US top academy team? Football Guru. So you said I'm a hater and we are a hater. And Stats went over there. Have I not just said Stats is a better person team than Butler's team? Football Guru. Maybe you're not watching my channel long enough. Stats is my school, all right?
Yes. And Football Guru. Because this game happened and them never put it anywhere for us to see. How many different score line you hear for this game? Have you heard anybody talk about this, JD? Come here about 17 different million things, you know.
No,
I
me
want to
never
know
hear
what's the
nothing.
truth.
Me never hear nothing.
Okay.
No, he's talking me. I mean, me and Jason and my channel him attack. Because I'm gonna tell you, the comprehension is a very, very tough thing, you know. Because we can't just stick on a topic. When we talk about a topic, it's done. And we move on. Like what Jason just said. That's why so much people end up hate Mr. Butler, you know. Because after that one deal, them can't have a next conversation. So sometimes a man come on, him disagree with one thing me say, you know, and then after that, him hate me for life, and then he make a next man where not like me because it benefit him not liking me. Just fuel him in mind every day, and I say, yeah man, the boy JD across is him not like Jamaica. When he never even check say, the same man where I tell you something like Jamaica, and me bill him. So I me bill him and tell him the people them say please support him because I him at the Jamaica. You so like funny. So sometimes people let with us reason logical, no? Because I laugh when them something happen, you know. Because sometimes we just feel like so carry arguments, the same arguments too long. We can let go of each point and then move on to our next point, you know. JD one Butler. All right.
So
JD,
so you don't know anything about Stats going to play games?
No. I see it on my Facebook. In our Stats group, they posted something like that. Yeah, but me never go up on the Facebook. I've come up on the Facebook for accept some friend requests and then post something. Me not go up on the Facebook. So
well, all right. So look, the reason why me I talk about this. So I saw Kobe Thomas posted on his IG, and it was a clip, and I recognized from the clip that it Stats playing the game. So I'm like, damn, Stats and Inter Miami, great, you know. So I commented under the post, and somebody commented under me and said, you know, Stats beat Kobe team 7-1, and Kobe scored the one goal. So
beat them 7-1.
So wait no. So I said, damn, for real? And then below the comment now, he corrected and said, sorry, I have to correct. Kobe's under 19 team won 2-1 against Stats Manning Cup, but the under 17 of Stats defeated Inter Miami under 17 7-1. And I say, well, that's great. You know, that's awesome, you know. But it just goes to show, like, a lot of people have been saying that Kobe's team lost 7-1 to Stats. But somebody who was there on the ground telling me that it was 2 matches play. But that, to me, that is one of the issues that I have with a lot of people that report on Jamaican content. Period.
Yes, it's not about getting the facts. It's about getting money.
Whatever sounds the best is what they want to make the truth.
Yeah, man.
And I don't.
I'm gonna share something, Jason, before you go. The other day, you know, a man come back. My mother get the other day. You know why? Whisper played the first game. 2 clips come out, you know. One on Twitter say, welcome to England, Whisper. And I just post it same way. And him tumble over upon him face. And then one him pass the guy. Yeah, but you see, through all of the liar them, only pick the one him pass the guy and never realize that the guy take up with the ball 4 times on him. One time him tumble over upon him face. And then 3 times the guy take it from him out of the 5 times. Through me identify that, and me becomes the worst. So what we get to realize, the reason why people like Mr. Butler sells propaganda, and he knows what Jamaica is. But Jamaica itself sells propaganda because we tend to believe that we are the best. So that's why we like Mr. Butler, because he's saying the things and what we think and afraid to come out and say it. So that's why them know the crowd, because them learn from Mr. Butler. So them have to put out a whisper cut a man. I just the cut of the man alone because of that the fans want to see. So I'm gonna do it. So you have to tell lie. You have to tell lie and embellish things to get the viewers them and keep the viewers them, because them not check it 24 hours after, you know. So you get to with it, you know. You get me? Yeah, remember, you know, lie people come on YouTube, come tell you know. Forget recognition in the first place, you know. And once them sister the backlash, don't stay with it because people don't hold people accountable. Tweaking things and not telling half truths will become the norm. Believe me, because they don't do anything 24 hours after. So that's why I'm going to search for the result here.
Yeah, but it goes back to so many things have happened in Jamaica football the last couple of years since I have been forwarding on YouTube. And just based on how you report, you get deemed bad mind. Ziminez gets signed. One bag of people say him signed to Circle Brother.
Circle Brother. And I
One person
posted
come out
something
and say
from the country.
Younger Circle, and the people them said the man who saying him signed to Young Circle, bad mind, man. Why?
Yes.
But the thing is, like, I was saying at the time, just because he signed for Young Circle doesn't diminish the achievement of getting signed to the club. It does not diminish anything. And that's how they look at it. If you talk about it not being the top club, then it don't look as good. It don't look as powerful or whatever. But at the end of the day, let's just be factual. The kid leaving from Jamaica and going to Circle Braga, whether it's the B team or the first team, both of them are still extraordinary achievements.
And the truth came out, don't? And the
Yes.
truth came out via the player's mouth.
Yes.
Via the player's mouth. Because the next person with a fight against me, him literally said him see the contract. So him there in a room and sign it. So obviously you can't read Dutch because I don't think you can read English much. So you can read Dutch. And clearly me there. So and remember that this me never just talk out to people. Me to produce something from the country,
No, you actually
club,
put an article on a screen, and the people them want to believe the person that just telling you what them see, opposed to somebody producing actually something on a screen for you to read yourself.
So that's why
that is it, Jamaican Guna. Facts are bad mind. That don't make no sense.
That's why I said to your people, when you make people tell lie and them get away with the lie in a Jamaica, or when you make people do something in Jamaica and get away with it, it only emboldens them more to do it even more because they know who you are. All right? Football guru, you can talk all you want. Football guru. You can talk all you want. The story, we read the thing, and the thing said exactly what it said at the time. And me now ask you, football guru, because me know personally exactly what happened. So me not ask nobody nothing. And on the stream, people you can forward it to anybody, and I know exactly what happened. And it's exactly what we're saying happened. So we not argue, my brother. The problem is we are stuck in our mind that we need to be the greatest every single time. Sometimes we need to know more. We need to learn more. And what I love with Mr. Ziminez, he wants to learn more. He's not caught up in these hype up Jamaican styles because he realized that no reach nowhere more than just hype up. And once it pass airport, it done. Once it pass airport, it done. Football guru, I'm not going to argue with you. All right, you have Circle Burger and you have Younger Circle. All right, yes, you play through each one of them and you can move up if you want or if they do see you fit. All right, yes, period. It done there. I'm not diminishing anybody or nothing because I respect Jimenez more than all of the young players them. All. Because you know why? I see him going to situation and I see him fitting with other people that is nowhere close to Jamaica. So I respect him highly. All right? Yes. So stop making it become where him signed for or where he's playing for. The fact stated that he's going to be in Younger Circle, not Circle Blacker. It was two different things. And you guys said he was going there to play one season and move up. That is not true. He was going there to sign on because both of them are the same head-based clubs. So one is just the U21s and one is the main team. So if he does well and they do deem it okay, so I am explaining, if he does well and they deem it okay for him to step up, he steps up, but it's not a guarantee for him to step up. And that's what people were saying, that he's just going there to fitness, which was not true because they stated in the actual article So it still remains that it was a false story people was actually running with, because they have to go over the top. So football guru, listen to what we are trying to achieve in the conversation and not try to jump to say something. We are trying to say sometimes it's best to just explain the damn story rather than telling about a lie. Stop saying people are just going to get fit and get into teams when it's nothing of truth, because you're putting the people in Pitney and the people in family under pressure. Because when people see it not happening, they're going to have people in Jamaica as failures. And then you know how that go in our society. So sometimes we are for the people and they don't even understand. You understand me? So these things put pressure on the kids football guru, because I know for certain, 100% I know it put pressure on these guys because of the Uno and the way on the think. It make them feel even shame if can sit in and feel happy for the work hard to make a team. Because they want to sell a narrative to keep Uno feeling like them are the best, because Uno break them that way. So never bend the tree from early. That's what we are saying, football guru. You can't, if you disagree with that, something wrong with you. All right? Yes. But anyways, he signed a professional contract, JD. Why is it so important to prove small number of football? No. Football guru, I'm just explaining to you that sometimes we put pressure on the kids them. And sometimes all they need is just to come out of the limelight. When I go there, remember, I went here to see the kid, I went here to see the kid, And once I came off the video, football guru, and I came back on my video, I told you how far he is of the thing, and it's going to be difficult. I explained the condition at the time, trying to educate Jamaican people, and I said the same thing. Please give this youth some time. Don't pressure him so much. I understand that we don't want him to do the great thing, but I don't think it's going to happen as fast as what we think it can happen, due to the fact that the quality of the players them ahead of him and what they're trying to do, because they're trying to sell what was it, Igbo? Igbo, the guy named Jason?
Yeah.
Igbo, they were trying to sell Igbo and the Brazilian guy, a French guy and a Brazilian guy, and then you have Denke. Denke was coming off a surgery. Denke was coming off a surgery. So he had 4 wide forward to forward. Denke is more of a solid forward by himself. And I knew that nobody can. This man is strong like Mikel Antonio.
Not removing him.
Yeah, so nobody, I don't think nobody nobody can compete with Denke's spot. He was designed for that spot 2 years down the line, Jason. Because remember, for the same video, I tell you, say, I'm going to be the starting forward, because this 2 up front can't work.
Yeah.
And then them sell Ugbo or whatever they name the Japanese Chinese boy, So once they did so, and I saw Ugbo coming out, that changes what Jimenez have to work towards. Because first he was working as a wing back, wing forward type player. No, Ugbo or what? Denke come in and he's the sole striker. That means you're not going to if you're going to keep the 3 at the back system, you're going to play 2 attacking midfielders or 2 central forwards in front of the 4 line.
Take
so
away
it changes the system that you're playing in the whole time.
Yeah.
So one whole year you learn something, The next year you have to come in and learn something different, because you have to play to the design of the club. So these kids never had that opportunity from before. And remember, this is not explained to me, via email. This is just what I'm seeing. I knew that would have come to pass, and I said it from before. So sometimes let me seek for information and don't try to beat the kids, because I'm telling you, it's you why these kids act like this. It's the fan base why these kids act like this. I'm telling you. So let me do better for them. Because I think they need your support. Just call them and tell them, man, no matter what the condition you're going through, we know it's difficult, because all of these guys that you're going up against, they are playing football for their entire lives. And they're in better systems for their entire lives. So just keep on holding the faith and keep on, no care what position you're in, keep under 15s, we're happy to see you on the field. You understand me?
I agree, Jackie Love. Whisper should be on that team.
Jockey Love says, Whisper should be in the U20 team, but he's in Chelsea, so he's playing. Kadu Williams, thanks for the super chat, says, guys, we have not reached 200 likes as yet on this video. Let me get up the likes on the video, all right? How far do you see Whisper career going? Like, how far you think he can reach as a football player? He's at Chelsea already in a team.
Yeah, I think if he applies himself and takes the direction and instruction, I mean, he can play in the Premier League, I think.
All right. So let me give you the scores. Match day 1, stats 7, Miami Elite.
Okay, so that's Inter Miami. That's somebody else.
Miami Elite, they gave 7-1.
Okay.
I'm going to check who is Miami Elite. Match day 2, stats played Inter Miami. They lost 2-1. Then match day 3, stats played Western FC. They won that 7-0. And then they played Inter FC again and lose. So the 2 times they played Inter Miami, they lost the game.
Okay.
They played 2 other teams, one named Miami Elite, they won it 7-1, and one named Western FC, they won it 7-0.
So those two clubs are youth clubs, not MLS clubs.
No.
Yeah.
So you see that? Oh, you saw
so that's like
misinformation.
So Western FC and Miami Elite would be equivalent to, like, Kingston Football Academy and Ballers in terms of just being an academy, not necessarily affiliated to any professional setup, just a standalone academy that develops players. Yeah.
So what you got from the conversation? You got that they defeated Inter Miami?
Yes.
At any level?
How it was sold to me was that there was one game where it was a older age group, and Inter Miami, that's the team that Kobe captained, and they won that game 2-1. And then 7-1 was what Stats under 17 beat Inter Miami under 17. So I never even get nothing what that say. What you just said a while ago, I have never heard from anybody.
Yeah, but me read it off the stats page,
Yeah, no, I believe.
Yeah, so at the stats page, me read it off. So I don't know who else said it, So that's what I'm saying. People just say things because obviously you have to click faster,
Well, I will give Football Guru some credit, because a little further up, he did mention that it was not Inter Miami that starts beat.
No,
it was somebody else.
But I think he stays accurate, He stays accurate most of the time, Yeah, so how far I see Whisper's career, I can't say, because I don't know where his career truly is at this point. That's the problem, we still 2 years later, we still don't know where his career truly is. And if you're listening, Whisper, we're not saying that you should force to prove to us where your career is. We're not saying we're not saying that. We're saying we are talking to the fan said, I don't know where your career is because I have not seen you play football enough. What I saw, you played a little cameo in the U18s, then the U20s, 21 twice. That is not enough for me to make an assessment, because I can't say something and then it's not accurate and then you guys are going to beat me. So I think if we can see him play 5, 10, 15 games, then I can truly see how long he's going to stay at each levels, so we can calculate it a little bit better accurate. Yes, but we have to see him play longer games, longer minutes before we can decide that. All right. What we saw from him is just a quality player from the region, from the Concacaf region, but we don't know the levels. All right. We have some seriously good quality players from the Concacaf region. All right. But we saw enough from them, so that's why we can make judgment on them. But until I can't say anything more. You agree with that statement, Jason?
Fair enough. I went a little further and said, look, if he continue on this path, I think he can be a Premier League player one day. But again, that is contingent on a lot of things happening. But I think he's in a good space in terms of in a good setup, right? Even though players that are there maybe don't go as fast as they want to, I don't see how it's going to hurt him being in a Chelsea system and playing and training under that development system. It has to help him. So as long as he apply himself, put him head down and work, he's gonna improve, and I think he'll get there.
All right. Kadu says that is fair. All right, fair enough. Brilliant Concept said, JD, I still love your show. You fire Pastor. No, I'm not fired, Pastor.
Pastor
It's
just
just I
don't
don't click the link and
understand
come
how
on.
to
And
get onto
Pastor,
this.
one person can work all on it. You know? So next, if we do this the next time, we have the fire Jason and then put on Pastor, and then hire Jason halfway at the start of the good then, because on the cost when Pastor dip on it, and then when Pastor dip on it, on a cost. So
no, but when leader was going to come on, I was going to forward off because he says only one can be here at a time. But you tell me,
no, me never tell you. No, me say if you want, go on, maybe say go on.
No, me know.
Leader now go figure it out.
Me know, but me figure. Then after me say that, me say, boy, but leader, anything we require something for dig and find him, not go find it. So better you just call him.
Okay. Yeah, so people, we're not gonna stretch out the conversation. JD, me not like your show. All right, thank you, Coach Dino. Hope all is well with you and the family.
No, football guru. That the elite league you're talking about, that's the ECNL league. That Stats would not be able to play in that. This must have just been a mini tournament or something, because they wouldn't be able to compete in that elite league you're talking about. You have to be a club in America to play in those things. So don't be surprised they were able to play, but they weren't competing in the ECNL, because you have to be a registered club in Florida. Mr. Chung wouldn't let them play.
What am I doing now?
No. I was just making a joke that them couldn't play in that because them not registered there. Stats not registered in Florida, so Chung wouldn't let them play because I'm not like put nothing when I register no way.
All right. So,
but anyway, JD and everybody, me I gonna make a run. Big up JD,
yes,
respect for having me on.
So,
and bless up. I have to run.
All right, take care. All right, so let me just get the rest of the comments. Let me do 5 more minutes. All right, so people get the lights up. I meant they compete with the level. Okay, well, we will get the games and I will watch it. Yes. All right, and as I said, when you're in this category, people take things with a grain of salt. Go and research it after, because I don't think most of the people I'm selling the information actually does enough research behind it, which is shocking, because we actually get paid to do these things. You guys donate and support the program, so at least we could have just spent some time and give us some accuracy on the conversation. So, as we said, with Mr. Butler and the JFF, we still have a second phase to go. We're going to wait for that. Mr. Speid spoke. I don't agree with some of the things, but clearly they are in the rights to do whatever they want to do and look at things anyway. But the repercussions that comes with it, make sure they can actually take that as well. All right. I meant they competed. Yes. All right. So people, Bobby, bless, big up yourself. Thanks for being here, and hope you guys have a wonderful one. Thanks for the continued support. We really do appreciate it. Yes, man. And this was another good one. So JD here, and definitely out. So bye-bye.